need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
What up, man? The real Coach JB. My main man, Big Smitty.
Are y'all ready for this?
Run like something to prove it. Came to a conclusion that is Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to your side, worldwide, we in your city. Keep it 150, we never change what's happening. Hurdle link
In any metric, Coach, you cannot have Russell Wilson in your
Nick gave me my first offer. Like, you got to have that store and you got to be marketable.
Hockey, football, baseball, then basketball.
Oh, I love this fucking show so much, man. Are you mixing light and dark at 11 a.m.?
I'm elated that I can be able to coach, that I can be able to mentor these kids, and give them everything that I've learned over the last 20 years.
Get Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the it's a rap. We what the games been missing, we switched it and filled the gap. Smitty and Jason Brown, we killed the it's a rap. We what the games been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
You are now tuned in to the Coach JB Show.
Hello? Can you hear me? Derek. Man, God, I hate this dang phone line, man. I'm sorry, JB. I spent all this dang money on this phone line, and the signal was horrible. I don't get it.
Guess what? All right, appreciate you. We got a new deal with Mint Mobile. I just saved your whole life in phone drama. Mint Mobile is now a new proud sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty.
Stop playing.
Your problem's been solved.
We got a partnership with Mint Mobile? You talking about Ryan Reynolds, Mint Mobile? Stop playing right now. Hold on. Let me Google this real quick.
You can try mintmobile.com/CoachJB and get 3 months free when you use the promo code CoachJB.
Hey, man, I just did a quick Google search real quick to make sure you wasn't playing around. They got plans as low as $15? They got plans for $30, unlimited everything. Speed, coverage, data, access to 5G, unlimited talk, text, mobile hotspots. You can talk in Mexico, talk in Canada, and they're built on the nation's largest 5G network. Are you kidding me, JB?
Hey, and everyone wants to know how hard it is to switch to your service. Big Wireless wants to think it's hard. They want you to think it's hard, Big Smitty, but switching to Mint is super easy thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most phones now have. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your own home. Mint Mobile does it all. Short, fat, skinny, and tall. That's why the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty is proud new sponsor using promo code CoachJB. Try mintmobile.com. This is where it's at. We got it, Big Smitty.
So, hey, I'm switching over to Mint Mobile right now, JB. I'm done with this company I'm working with. They crazy. The line, it never works. The signal is out, and it costs too much money. I'm going over to Mint Mobile, JB, and y'all should do the same.
Big Smitty, I'm calling you right now.
JB, Mint Mobile.
Mint Mobile, clear as day. I hear you clear. The new promo code Coach JB right here, 3 months free. Mint Mobile, try mintmobile.com/CoachJB and get you there free. 3 months off, family deals, all deals, short, fat, skinny, and tall. Mint does it all. Proud new sponsor. Much love. We'll see you later. Peace. What up, man? The real Coach JB here. Live on Work Boot Wednesday. I hope you strap up your hard hats and work boots. We got a loaded lineup today. Big Matt McChesney joins us on a rare Wednesday. We're going to break down a lot of different things as far as the NFL playoffs go. And shout out to everybody on live on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We do it all. Short, fat, skinny, and tall. We got a loaded show today, though, and let's get started right out the gate. This show is brought to you by AQMS. Make sure you follow that. Check it out. We move everybody. Affordable quality moving and storage. AQMS. Call 1-888-233-3110. If you want to move a couch, move a house, move a car, move a side chick, move, anything you want. Check it out. AQMS 1-888-233-3110. Same faces, different places. That's the thumbnail today. Smitty and I are going to dive into it with Big Matt McChesney. Coach Vrabel fired yesterday in a shocking set of events. Coach of the Year just 2 years ago, fired yesterday. Very interesting one. That was a shocker. That was a shocker to me. We're going to break that down. Where does he land? What does New England do? Does Vrabel end up in New England? We're going to break that down. Possibly Washington even. Depending on what Belichick does in New England, I think that's a good fit for him. AP, Antonio Pierce, should be a Raider by the end of the day. If it's not, then we have a problem, Houston. And Jim Harbaugh, is he going to be a Charger? Can Belichick be a commander-in-chief and head to Washington? There's a lot of moving parts. There's 6 open jobs right now. I expect there to be 10 by the time the first round of the playoffs are over. So don't be shocked if there's not. We're going to break it down. The Broncos now saying that they're leaving the door open for a Russell Wilson return. What is going on in Denver, people? Seems like they have no clue what they want to do. And Sean Payton might be thinking, oh, shit, we may not be able to get a quarterback better than Russell Wilson. So maybe we need to start kissing his ass. We're going to dive into that one as well with Big Matt McChesney when he jumps on here in about an hour. Steelers rule Watt out. Man, that sucks. Pass rusher extraordinaire is going to be out against the Bills, and they are also going with Rudolph to remain at QB1. But TJ Watt is out. Big crushing blow for the Steelers defense. I don't know what they're going to do in order to keep Josh Allen in the pocket. TJ Watt is needed. But we're going to dive into that one. Draymond Green says he's cutting out all the antics moving forward. He said he's cost his team enough. Next. Saints possibly hiring John Gruden as maybe an analyst, an offensive coordinator, quarterback guy. He's had relationships with Derek Carr, obviously, in Vegas. And we're going to see if he's a good fit there or not. Who's the best fit? What team is the best fit for Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry has pretty much said his goodbyes in Tennessee. Probably knew that Vrabel was gone as well. What is the best fit for Derrick Henry? I'm going to give you a few options. We're going to break that down. Best fit for Saquon Barkley. He's also probably seen his last days in New York. We're going to dive into that one. And then the best fit for our main man, Browning, quarterback in Cincinnati, who's came in and filled in for Joe Burrow so good. And I think he is a top 32 quarterback right now in this league, and I think he can play somewhere. So we're going to dive into where his best fit is. We know what his girl's best fit is, and that was that little white skin tight get up she wore. What does Joe Flacco do next year? Is he a backup to Deshaun Watson or a starter somewhere like Washington, New England, New York Giants, Tennessee, Atlanta, Pittsburgh? Joe Flacco fits those teams well, in my opinion. It'd be interesting to see him in Pittsburgh, a rival to Cleveland, wouldn't it? We're going to break that down. He's already been on the Ravens, so won a Super Bowl. Pete Carroll says he is not burned out and wants to coach several more years. Very interesting to see this one. I thought, and he's an energy banana. He's a bug. He's a energy bunny. He runs around like crazy. Right now, he's sitting there probably throwing the football around with his grandkids. Washington's wide receiver extraordinaire Polk declares for the NFL draft. Didn't do much in the national championship game, but he is a good receiver, probably the second best. He's declaring for the NFL draft. He's out of there. Ben Simmons. We're going to dive into this with Big Smitty. I can't wait. But the look on his face right here, isn't that like, doesn't he look just like lost? This man has played 6 games this year, fellas. 6 games this guy's played, and 153 games he's missed in his career already. He's played a total of 45 games in the NBA. If you don't find that to be a problem, what we discussed yesterday with something needs to be put in place, this is one of the specific guys we're discussing. It ain't just Ja Morant. It ain't just Kawhi Leonard. It ain't all these guys that get hurt. This guy refuses to play because, again, he's a mental midget. The Giants have drama. The New York Giants, football Giants, giant drama. Brian Daboll having drama as his DC wing stormed out. As I told you guys yesterday, he stormed out, but he has not resigned officially yet because he was pissed off that Daboll fired two of his good friends. And I told you guys this yesterday on the show. It's interesting. Wink Martindale cursed out Brian Daboll. They've had beef since early last year, from what I'm hearing. And it's going to be interesting in New York what they do, not only with Daniel Jones, but with Wink Martindale, one of the best D coordinators in football. The New York Post reported that Martindale said his piece, got up, slammed the door, and walked out the building. So we're gonna dive into it. I got a little information on that. The Lakers-Raptors game. If you didn't watch the Lakers-Raptors game last night, the Raptors coach goes off on the refs due to the free throw discrepancy. We're going to dive into that one. And then there's this QB college quarterback, Mavia. He flipped to USC one day after saying that he's going to Georgia, and Georgia is the best program in the world after he left UNLV. Changing his decisions like we changed dirty draws. It's unbelievable. But without saying that, my Ball State legend and my LeBron having hairline and my Far East Side, Naptown's finest, Post Road's finest, 317, Fox Sports' very own. Clap it up for my main man, Big Smitty.
I love when the round of applause comes in. You know, that's the proper introduction for a brother like me. And I appreciate the introduction from you, JB. Man, what's going on, chat? I see Master Wu. I see Real N-Word Ty. I see Sean Waffle, Coach Rubel. I see Hector. I see the Compton shirt right there, JB. I got the Naptown shirt on. Nap or nothing. We in the building. What's going on?
Do you know I was wearing this?
I didn't know you were in there. Just the energy, bro. Like, we starting to do so many shows together that the energy is just kind of just happening that way. It's going that way.
Big Smitty, before I'm going to give you an opportunity to come on the show this morning in front of millions.
Damn.
And tell the people that you made a mistake with your take yesterday on CP2 and Gary Payton, because apparently I feel for my brother, I feel for my co-host, I feel the social media bandits have just gone deep into you, and they're killing you on social media. I can't see that. Now, you might say, "No, hell no, that's me all day," which I think you will do. I respect that too. Respect it, CK. You didn't see DG. I don't think you saw Gary Payton play. I watched the NBA last night just for this fact. I watched the game, the Laker game, just to say, let me give Smitty a fair chance to do. Let me watch the NBA current game. And I'm looking at the game and I'm like,
hold on. You watched the Lakers and the Raptors play, and that was your test or whatever to tell you how NBA players play.
Yeah.
You did two of the worst teams in the NBA right now, the Toronto Raptors and our Los Angeles Lakers, and say, you know what? This is the NBA.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yes, because you can't even fathom why I'm saying this. You don't even understand it. That's why your GP take was so bad. The NBA is a joke. It is the worst product it's ever been. And you're saying CP2 is better than Gary Payton. Homie, the NBA is so bad to watch. I don't care if it's the Lakers or the goddamn Bucks. Did you see the Bucks get blown out by fucking whoever?
You do know Chris Paul's not 4 years old. You know Chris Paul got drafted in what, 05, 04? He's been in the league for a long ass time, JB. Like this, you acting like he just got drafted 2 years ago. He played with Dog. He played against Kobe and Tim and all them.
This is the only league Smitty knows, though. My homeboy who knows basketball like he's a big-time basketball guy, I think you know he is. He's gonna come on our show during the NBA season. He's like, I like Smitty. Smitty be knowing some shit. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, Smitty knows shit. He goes, but I wish I would have came on that Gary Payton shit, because he's like, Gary Payton is like his favorite player, but he also doesn't want to be pro Gary Payton. So he's like, he loves CP too. He loves CP3 too. But he's like, I got to talk to Smitty about GP. He's like, I don't know. Cats be sleeping on GP back in the day.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Seen him play, Smitty. I don't know if you've seen him play like that.
I do my homework now. Now, of course, you're older than me, so I always keep it real on this show. Like, did I watch him to the same extent that you probably watch him, I'm assuming? No, you're older than me. You had a different lens on him. But, like, even me as an analyst, me as someone who works in sports, best believe I do my homework. Best believe if I couldn't watch somebody play that much, I go back and I look up stuff. I watch video. Is it the exact same as growing up on them? No, I would never admit that. But I mean, we do that with a lot of players. None of us watch Bill Russell, but we always rank and say where he should be at. And Wilt Chamberlain. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? But I watch Gary. Like I know Gary Payton. All I'm saying, he's a Hall of Famer, and I don't believe you got to diss one person to elevate someone else. I'm just saying, we're having a conversation about if CP3 is a top 10 guy, a top 10 point guard. I think he has a very, very strong argument to say so. You start listing all types of like players, and I'm like, bro, I feel like now you're just speaking more so with like the players who you would prefer to have on your team because of based upon your preferences. But when you talk about what you've done for the game, you talk about numbers, you talk about longevity, you talk about all. I mean, like, bro, this guy was he's one of the best point guard defenders as well. He's not better than Gary Payton. Gary Payton was a defensive player of the year. But I'm saying CP has never lacked in that area, even as a shorter guy. Because even though he's shorter, you understand. I'm a shorter guy, so I understand a little bit more. He's shorter, but he's strong. He's always had a strong base. He's always been physical. So guys can never just bully him and back him down. And the fact that he's smaller, he's lower to the ground, helps him get more steals. And you see the number. You see this. It's the reason why he's a 9-time All-NBA defensive player like that. That's not like just some shit you just get. That's hard to do. He's a perennial all-star player, or he was when he was in his prime. He's been to an NBA Finals, just like Gary Payton went to NBA Finals during his prime. Now, one thing that I will correct myself on, I said GP never got a ring. He did get a ring like his last season in his career with the Miami Heat. His role was, we know that wasn't like GP. But hey, a ring is a ring. I'll give it to him. But when they were both in their prime, they both went to a finals. They both lost in that finals. They both were great defensive players. I'm going to give the edge to GP for sure. He's the glove. You got a nickname. You got to give him the edge. But offensively, and both in their primes, you got to give that to Chris Paul. In his prime, the mid-range, the ability to create space, to get to the rim. Like, young Chris Paul was an assassin. It's the reason why Lakers Nation was pissed off when the league blocked that trade to get CP3 with Kobe on the Lakers. I know at that time, if I rewind it and I could read your mind during that time, I bet you were pissed off when they blocked that trade. Kobe wanted CP. Think about that. Our guy Kobe, he wanted to play with Chris Paul. Why would Kobe want to play with a scrub? He don't do that. He has a standard.
He had Smush Parker on this at the time. Anyone's an upgrade, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I got receipts on this show, and we're not even talking about that. I just wanted if I was fucking with you on the intro, but I gotta be honest. I said on the show when this Warrior signed him, I said, what a waste and what a joke to sign this dude. He's going to be hurt in 3 weeks. He's been out. He's out for 6 weeks again. Like, I don't understand how we keep paying homage to a dude that's not available. Like, I really don't. But it is what it is.
I know we're not talking about, but his last 5, like, I can't define him based upon his last 5 or so, like 5 years, because he's just old.
More than 5 years, though.
He's old now.
But he's been hurt for his whole career. He's been a bleeder.
Old now. I'm saying lately, but when he was younger, if he had a little knick-knack or whatever, it wasn't a 6 weeks. So when he was on the Hornets, he played most of the games, number one. Number two, the balance of it was like, all right, yeah, I might miss some games, but when I'm on the court, I'm so great that it kind of outweighs that. Now his play isn't outweighing his time off the court because he's older. He's an old man now. The Warriors in general are just it's a wrap. That down, and we could dive into that later too. If they would have kept Jordan Poole, it wouldn't have worked because he's playing trash right now. Going to Chris Paul ain't working. They're done. They're old. Clay's not the same. Steph's the only guy who's still good. Everybody else is bad. So that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, Chris Paul, I just ask you to please, when you get bored over the weekend or something, once the NFL is over, take some time and just refresh your memory. Just go to YouTube and type in Chris Paul Hornets and just watch some stuff, because I think our memory, and we got a lot of young people on TikTok, even in this chat, who I think has forgotten the David West, Chris Paul years, and like, man, this guy was a dog, man.
Hey, Keith, you fat wobble body. FYI, I never did get hurt. Never missed a practice, never missed a game. FYI, ask the homies. Since you know so motherfucking much, but you get hurt getting out to bed with your fat ass. So shut your fat wobble body titties hanging to your kneecap. Motherfucker got nipples on his kneecap talking to me.
Keith, Keith, you keep on commenting, Keith. I got your back, Keith. You keep on commenting every day.
Chips Ahoy nipple looking ass having nipples like a motherfucking size of a kneecap talking to me.
Keith, you're getting under his skin, Keith. Keep going.
Motherfucker get out of bed and pull his hamstring. He's so goddamn fat and sloppy. He's talking to me, an elite premier athlete in his prime, Big Smitty. You know who this is? Have you want to go on a hoops court with me?
I'm the juggernaut.
Anytime you want. Anytime you want. You want to go golfing? Anytime. Shoot pool, shoot hoop, bowl the 300. Hey.
If we play now,
athlete, homie.
Basketball court, if we play a full actual game, I'm giving you work. Now, we just shooting, and like you proved in the summer, you might beat me. White people can shoot. White boys can always shoot. I don't care if you're old or young. That's y'all thing. Y'all can shoot. But we actually got to move around a little bit. I feel good.
I like it. You talking shit and they be fake profiles. Cause
listen, JB, because they know you're about to go in on them. If you ignore them, they won't do this shit, JB. They're doing this for you, and you fall to the trap every time.
Hey, look, I don't know how I'm unemployed, though. I don't get it. Have you seen my crib and my cars and my bitches and my dog? How am I unemployed? I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, Jefferson looking ass fucking plaid shirt wearing motherfucker.
That ain't him. See, don't flame the picture. That's not even him.
Hey.
Shit,
I didn't even know.
No, let's go.
I didn't know.
No, that's a shout out. Shout out to you, Big Ben.
I wonder if you did see me, because people did say I look like Ben Roethlisberger, by the way, when I played.
Makes sense though. Tough guy, big white dude, can move around a little bit. You know what I mean? Big arm.
Wild man Steve, let me explain where I coach at. It's wherever your address is and wherever your girl's at. Motherfucker, that's where I coach at. I coach your girl on a daily basis how to say, what do you mean? What do you mean, where do I coach at? I coach your girl, your mama, your sister. I coach all of them, motherfucker. Where are you at? What do you do? Drop your resume, you fat wobble body looking plaid jersey wearing motherfucker. All right, let's get going, Big Smitty. It's all gravy. Gotta love your haters. They're your biggest fans.
Become members.
This thing. The show. Let's get to the quote of the day. First of all, brought to you by BetOnline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE BLEAV. Get you 50% off plus welcome bonus. The quote of the day, man. I'm gonna say it just for a few people, and it's perfect segue that I picked this one. There's a difference between talking shit about a person and telling the truth about a shitty person.
Come on now.
I told the truth about Plaid. I just told the truth about his motherfucking ass. It's not, I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about a shitty person. I'm telling the truth about his ass. But
that's real.
Great quote of the day. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there. Big Smitty, if you have a problem with me, tell me. Not everyone else. I treat people accordingly, not badly.
I love that one.
And accordingly. I treat Big Wobble Body accordingly. I don't treat it badly. Don't start none, won't be none. Please understand, you will never beat me in this game. You can try to talk all you want. You have no resume. You put nobody in. Live access removed on TikTok already.
JB was in the middle of a rant. And he was about to go in. You ain't never coached nobody. You can't cook like me. You can't walk. Live access cut off already. You know why? You said fat. You said fat wobble body. You said I coach wherever your mama is or your girl is, and I coach her to do this. Like TikTok don't play around.
Shout out to Patrick Queen, just texted me. I hit him up yesterday, congratulated him on Pro Bowl, his first Pro Bowl.
Clap it up, JB.
Clap it up, Patrick Queen. The Ravens MVP, hands down, Patrick Queen. He's
definitely one of them for sure. He's definitely one of those best players.
He is the MVP of the Ravens.
Shout out to P Queen.
I would put him as the MVP, top 5 MVP in the league over
a lot of people. I'm not mad if you put him in like top 10 or whatever conversation over a lot of people.
Over a lot of people. We know
a lot of people
probably are.
It's probably certain people I couldn't put him on. My brother, I love P Queen's a dog. He's physical. Probably certain people I can't put him over though. But yeah, no, he's definitely he's definitely
let's get to the poll. I got a new segment I want to break to you. I got a new segment.
You scared though?
Who should be on the cover of EA Sports College Football next year?
Damn.
That's the poll question. Who should be on the cover of EA Sports? Do we got the picture of the thing?
It's got to be a few. It's got to be a few players to me.
I got one. I know who should be on it. I'm gonna go, and I'm being biased.
I know you gonna. Who you gonna say?
I'm gonna go with my kid, my lifelong, friend and dear. His daddy played JUCO with me at Compton College. I'm rolling with Nico. University of Tennessee, to be on the cover. He balled in the bowl game. He did his thing. He's got a lot. They paid him. They broke him off to go to Tennessee from the West Coast out here in Cali to go to Tennessee. He's in the SEC. Got a shot in the bowl game. He ripped it in the bowl game. He's the face of college football. Put him on there.
What do you think about, again, it's for marketing purposes? What about putting Shador on the front? Marketing purposes. It's a video game. We're not saying he's the best player before we get in that argument. But for marketing purposes, you don't think that will perform well?
Maybe. Shador 32 years old, though. I wouldn't put him on there, but that's just me.
You got to put a young cat on there?
I mean, if you really want to put Dion on the motherfucker. I mean, shit.
Right, just like this.
I mean, shit.
I know you had. My other thought was though putting like four legends or like college legends. We know Joe Burrow had that crazy year. I think it's time we need to put Reggie Bush back on there. We need to put, just like spread it out like different eras of different legends. I think that'd be fun because like this is the first game since I want to say my 2012. I know I got FA is in the chat right now. When I first got the Ball State my freshman season. FA, he's a computer guru. He's a computer science major. He was the guy that knew how to like find everybody's like names or whatever. Because on the way the college game would be at the time, like if you pick Ball State, you'll see number 95 from Indiana, but it never said your actual name on there. But there was something you could do with the video game for all the computer geeks where you could find like everybody's name would populate. I don't know how you do it, but we would all go to FA and be like, hey, bro, can you figure out how to get my name on there? And that was the last NCAA college football game, man. And it's been over 10 years. So I think to me, you can't just put one person on the front. Like, it's been a long-ass time. Let's show love to, like, at least some of the Heisman in the last 10 years or so. You know what I mean? Do something different.
Yeah. Instagram Live don't do nothing. I'm going to end it. It don't ever do nothing for me.
Yeah, it don't do nothing for me either. I never go live.
I don't either. But I was like, what? I don't know why we're on there. It starts off like 100 people in the beginning, and then it just dies out to 20. And I pulled it out of here. And then TikTok banned me. So it is what it is. We're right here on YouTube and Twitter. So check us out. Come on over from Twitter if you want. Let's dive into this new segment, Smitty. I want to throw at you because we don't talk, we don't discuss nothing, but I got a new segment. So I think I want to. Every day I'll go back and forth from a morning rant to a segment I want to call Make It Make Sense.
Ooh.
I think Make It Make Sense makes a good appeal to the morning show. Pound the like button, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. I got to make it make sense for the first time right now. Let's let's break it down. I want to get into this. I'm a dog lover, Smitty, so I'm partial to dogs. And I don't know if you know Ash's daddy, Stogie, who's my all-time dog, D-A-double-G, WG is one of my all-times. So my daddy died in my arms in 2005, and I had to put Stogie down in 2 years ago. And I could tell you honestly that putting the dog down was worse than my dad dying in my arms.
Wow, really?
Oh, yeah. So
damn.
Here's the make sense part of that I want to break down. Because I'm not going to be a hypocrite, and I'm not going to talk outside of my mouth. So I'm letting you know now I had to put him down. Everybody knows that. TMZ and everybody did a damn story on it. Because Stogie, they knew was my dog. That's Ash's daddy. And so the government will ban specific dog breeds in our cities, as we all know. We got certain cities won't allow certain dogs. I mean, there's countries now trying to ban the dog. Especially the bullies and the pit bulls of the world. But Smitty, make it make sense. We will let one of these pedos live next door to us.
That don't make sense. And I know the way it works. What they have to like register as an offender, so the whole neighborhood knows, but they can live there. Yeah, I mean, I first of all, I didn't know you was going that route. That was a crazy. That was a crazy segue. How you set it up.
Hold on, let me sum it up for you. And I know you got something to say on it. I know it's crazy, but make it make sense to me. Like, why do we put dogs down when they act as dogs? Because I think we know when we get a dog, Smitty, or a cat, or a wild animal,
they're gonna be what they are.
That they're animals with instincts, right? Like.
That's what they are. That's why I never like when the owner say, "Oh, he's not gonna bite you." You don't know that. Like it's an animal.
And here's the thing: we'll put him down though, like this, for biting someone instinctively, not ripping them apart and killing them. I get that, but I'm talking about a little bite because they were scared or something.
Yeah.
They didn't know. They don't know. Right. But yet, if a human kills someone, he can get a lawyer and beat the charges and get off. Make it make sense. We'll put a dog down like this, but a human can do the same shit or worse knowingly, and we'll give him a pass. Mental health pass. He's all right. You think a dog has mental health? I don't know, Big Smitty, because I'm not going to be a hypocrite, like I said, but I'm just saying, like, we can end up having guys live right next door to us who have absolutely offed someone prior. And the most loyal creature on planet Earth, we treat like shit as most part as a whole in the world. When the most inhumane, fucking creepy weirdo fucks give chance after chance after chance, dogs don't get one. Make it make sense, dog. I'm just trying to.
No, it's a little bit of a deep conversation because on one side I hear you in terms of I do think there's certain things that a person can do where I don't really believe in that second chance. You know what I'm saying? Like you a child, molester. I don't want to say because I don't know how to the stream will work, but anything like that, then I'm like, bro, I don't.
You shouldn't get a second chance.
You shouldn't get a second chance. You can ride in jail the rest of your life, or give you whatever they decide to do. I'm cool with that. Put it like that. But there's a lot of other stuff that I am a big believer in second chances. I'm not gonna lie, because it's to tell somebody like they got life in prison, like that like you got to really do, like you got to do something, life and you can't get out.
That actually did the crime, but gets a good lawyer and beats the case.
Well, they beat the case. So like to them, it's like
they're saying, compare that to a dog, they get no shot. They bit a guy, the same situation.
Yeah, but Jason, and that's where I'm going to next. And I get like you're like a real dog lover, and I've got a lot of dog lovers in here. I'm not like a dog lover or a hater. I'm just kind of just a neutral. Like the dog is cool, and I'm cool. But like I don't love a dog. I didn't grow up having dogs as a pet. So for me though, it is what it is. Dogs and humans we're not equal. I know you guys love your dogs, and shout out to the dog. I know they mean a lot, and they're the most loyal thing on this earth, and they do a lot for you. And I get all that, but you can't. A dog and a human is not the same. And I'm sorry, me personally, I'm not about to care about I'm not gonna put a dog's feelings on the same level as my human's feelings. And a dog, you're right. A dog can't defend themselves. They can't talk. That's not what they're meant to do here. They're meant to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like you said we put a dog down for being who they are and doing what they're supposed to do. And sometimes what their naturally instincts to do is to jump on you and bite you and to tug you. Maybe they mean it out of love. Maybe they're doing it because they're scared. Maybe they're doing it because of some other reason. But at the end of the day, like that don't mean I'm supposed to just like allow it. You know, if an alligator fucking bites my leg off, I'm supposed to just, it's cool. Nah, take care of that. Like humans are the superior thing on this earth, so our rules are different than everybody else's rule. We are the king. We're at the top of the food chain, JB. So like, I get it. We love the dogs. Hey, I'm not advocating taking the dogs away or putting them away. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying it's hard for me to feel sentimental to the same extent for a dog going through that compared to an actual human. That's just me being.
When you have kids, if you have kids, I'm sure you will. When you have kids, I guarantee you, your whole process of thought and thinking that you just said right here will change.
When I have kids, yeah, because those are humans. Those are my literal babies that came out of me.
When you have kids, your change of humans versus dogs will change. Your take on dogs will change when you have kids. Watch. Watch.
Why is that? Are you saying?
I'm with you. I'm with you. By the way, I'm not one of these weirdo fucking. I hate dogs in the store. I don't want to see your fucking dog in a restaurant. I don't want to see you walk your fucking dog on a plane. I don't want to see that shit. I'm not that guy. I'm a private dog owner with big dogs. I understand what they do. I understand what they can do. And I've had 30 of them in my life. I've raised them my whole life. But I'm not the guy to walk around the fucking store and all this crazy weird shit. I'm not taking a dog over a human. But I think we do need to look at some of the shit we allow as humans for humans versus what we do so quickly for a dog, which is, by the way, the most loyal creature on planet Earth.
Should we start taking dogs to court, like after they bite somebody, like take them to court, get them a lawyer?
No, you should take to court the owner.
Yeah, that's true.
You should take the owner to court and say, hey, show me how you raised this dog. Show me what you taught this dog. Because Big Smitty, you know Ash, he's a crazy weirdo fucking huge baby dog, but he ain't gonna bite someone maliciously, right?
Yeah, but his daddy would though, and I can't. And think about this: if you would have got in trouble for that, like went to court and got like, I don't know if that would have been fair because you didn't, to my knowledge, talking to you, you didn't teach him to just be that. He just was like that. You told me the other day, you said, nah, this motherfucker was born when I got him.
There was born like that. But then there's parts when because remember, he was in Kansas. He grew up in Kansas with me as a puppy, and I trained him totally different than Ash. I can't even tell you what we did. You know, we got into wars together, like totally different by design, though. And I had no idea 2 years later I would leave and come back here. And then, you know, I was in the middle of the country, dog, nobody around. He was trained to protect that whole fucking area because I don't know if somebody's coming or going in this big ass desolate area where I was at. Right. He was trained totally different. So, gotcha. It's a different. You know what I mean? We had coyotes and foxes and fucking weird shit popping up, and this motherfucker brought a baby deer home one day.
That's crazy. You probably went outside like, what is you doing? Like just dragged a whole deer.
Hey, right now, man, Stogie was a different motherfucker. All right, let's get into this show, man. Before Big Matt jumps on, we got about 20 minutes. Matt will pop on, and then we're on our solo dolo for the rest of the trip today on this Work Boot Wednesday. Pound the like, subscribe. If you're not a member, become one. Same faces, different places. We already know it's a recyclable business, Big Smitty. We already know that Vrabel will have a job by the end of the week, in my opinion, somewhere in the NFL. Before we talk about the same faces, different places, Mike Vrabel being fired was probably a shocker across the NFL landscape. 2 years removed, coach of the year. Beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, knocked them out of the playoffs, conference foe. I don't get the firing. They did not want to trade him, which they thought people could do. They were trying to think about trading him. as they did Gruden many years ago to the Raiders. I don't know if people understand how good of a coach this guy is, even though he's yet to win the elusive ring. But what he's done in that organization, Smitty, is a little bit underrated. That team roster is as bad as it gets, and I don't believe we don't give them the same pass as the Chicago Bears or a Jets when they were bad, or the Texans last year. We automatically think Vrabel and the Titans are going to be in the playoffs, and we are like really sitting there contemplating like, what? How'd they lose? This team has zero talent. Like, they have no wideouts. They got an older, aging Hopkins. They have an older, big, aging downhill back. They have no complimentary back to him like a lot of teams in the league have. They don't have that slash back. They have Henry and Hopkins. Like, let's be honest. They're shuffling quarterbacks. Their defense is absolutely atrocious, but it's very well coached. But talent-wise, they got a couple players. NFL has players. Every team has NFL players. But this team is really overachieved, in my opinion. And I don't know how that organization gets rid of A.J. Brown.
Not a smart
Thinking they can replace him. Never did. The GM makes these crazy moves and decisions. And then they get rid of him. And now they get rid of Vrabel. Seems like something else is going on there. And they got one of the best D tackles in football, and Simmons. They got some decent guys. But this is when I told you guys about A.J. Brown, because I heard this because a good friend of mine coaches for the Titans, really good friend of mine. There's a reason they got rid of A.J. Brown, just FYI. Vrabel did it for a reason. And now you're seeing that reason in Philly.
I mean, you can say that. I mean, I don't know. I think, listen, you pay your best players. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Receivers are going to be divas. A lot of these players are going to be divas or give you issues and say things. At the end of the day, they didn't want to pay A.J. Brown the money that he deserved. Last year, they went to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, he was a big role of the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. And this year, as bad as they look, at the end of the day, they're 11-6 and they're in the playoffs. Yeah, if they go out here and win, then what are we gonna say?
I think they would have paid him if Vrabel would have felt different.
Yeah,
why wouldn't they? They paid other guys.
They don't look like it was the right decision. I'll say that.
So Vrabel fired in shocking moves, in a shocking turn of events. Where does he land? I guess is the first thing. Before I ask you where he lands, though, I want to go over these same faces, different places opportunity, and then we'll talk about where Vrabel ends up, because I believe right now we could argue Vrabel's probably the hottest guy on the board, right? So, yeah, which is crazy, right? Guy gets fired. And he's instantly the hottest name out there. It's probably going to be him and Harbaugh, and then obviously Belichick because of his age. But arguably the hottest guy on the board just got fired. That is the recyclable business we are in, the oxymoronic business that we are in. We fired a guy, told him he's no good, and yet the NFL owners are salivating to get this guy in their building today.
But sometimes, just because you get fired from somewhere, like in coaching wise, doesn't mean you're a bad coach. It just maybe they need a new start or a new, because the Titans had some really good years. Didn't they go to an AFC championship, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a divisional game? I know for a couple years ago. I know for a fact, just the last 2 seasons have been really bad.
They beat New England.
7 games and then 6 games.
They beat New England in the playoffs. Vrabel beat New England, his mentor, a couple years ago. Look,
they beat the Ravens, I think.
There's a few shocking turn of events in this one. Where he lands, in my opinion, is what happens with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, although I said Vrabel's probably a hotter commodity now because of his young, he's got the players' attention in the locker room, players like all that shit. Fiery, blah, blah, blah. He's the hottest ticket maybe, but the most influential ticket is still Bill Belichick. And as he goes, other guys can fall into place. Let's make sure we're not getting twisted here. If he stays in New England, it changes everything for Vrabel, for Washington, for possibly the Raiders, for the Chargers, for the Saints possibly, for whoever loses first round in the playoffs that we're going to discuss here later. Belichick still controls the narrative on where these puzzle pieces fall, in my opinion. Now, Washington, depending on what happens with Belichick again, and then the Raiders, I don't know what they're waiting on. They should hire AP today. Every day that goes by, I'm telling you, is worse and worse. And then Harbaugh, in my opinion, is the best fit is the Chargers. Belichick possibly being a commander-in-chief again in Washington as a commander. Very interesting. But these four pieces right here, AP in Vegas, Vrabel, where he lands, Bill Belichick, and then obviously Harbaugh. These are four pieces, in my opinion, that have to happen first before anything else happens, such as a McDermott getting let go if Buffalo loses, for instance, in the first round. Dennis Allen getting let go, for instance, if they decide to make that move. That's why he's trying to get Gruden in there right away, trying to make management happy. And let me go hire a splash. Let me go make a splash. I think he might be gone in New Orleans, to be honest. There's 6 jobs open right now today. Like, all you guys should pound the like right now today.
Right now.
There's 6 jobs open right now. And I believe there'll be 8 to 10 after the first round of the playoff is done. Not just saying that the first round playoff guys are all going to get fired, but I think other guys are going to make moves, like Dennis Allen could be gone. There's a couple other jobs out there that we don't really know about. And although Pete Carroll said he wants to coach, we don't know how management feels. Ownership feels. He gets a lot of leeway up there, but he's getting older. You know, a lot of players say good things, but then there's a lot of underlying things. You know, we've heard Richardson, we've heard other people come out and be like, kind of torn. So I'm curious how that goes.
I'd be shocked if he get let go. I ain't gonna lie.
I know. Chicago, I think Eberflus has proven that he should be the guy there at least another year.
But I'm glad you brought them up. I feel like wherever Vrabel goes, it has to be like a gritty type city almost, like, or a team that's known for being physical, at least historically. You know, like a Bears or, you know, a Washington team. I can see them being, you know, there. Yeah, the Saints. If Allen were to get fired, I think Saints would be a great fit for Vrabel. They already got a pretty solid foundational defense. Got some older cats there, but their defense is pretty solid. I think that the fit matters. The fit has to matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want him going, you know, to the Chargers in LA with a Herbert. I don't think that would make sense for Vrabel. I'm not saying he couldn't be successful. He's a good coach. I think he needs to go somewhere that has like more of that grimy, gritty mentality, or at least background, or the ability to possibly get to that point. I don't, you know, some of these teams, I don't know if it makes sense for him. So it'll be very interesting to see where he ends up landing.
I wouldn't be shocked if I'm not going to be shocked if he doesn't get a job and he's in he goes in Brian Dable's DC next year. Or if the DC in Dallas, for instance, who's one of the hottest, you know, once out there, former head coach for the Atlanta Falcons, obviously, he's going to get a job probably. Vrabel goes to Dallas. And I'm talking about if McCarthy stays and they win somewhere in Dallas. There's a couple jobs he can be a DC in for a year and then get right back as a head coach. That's where he's at. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be shocked because, to be honest, he's had a couple. You know, he's had a good one. What has he had? One playoff win or two in his years there, but he's not. We would call him a winning head coach. Like, he hasn't really shot off the charts as a big-time head coach, even though a lot of people like him. He walks around with that, you know, persona, but he really hasn't won anything. So I don't know how heavily recruited he will be to be a head coach again so quickly. I'm sure he'll have the opportunities, but there may be some opportunities that he's the DC. So we'll see.
Well, it sounds like now you're kind of reversing. He's not the hottest commodity out there now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's both. In my opinion, he's both. Right now on the board, his name is still the hottest after being fired yesterday. Like everyone's bringing his name up as this guy's available. What do we do? Like that's what it is. But at the end of the day, when the cards all land where they may, he may be the guy out. Like, well, I got to go to be a DC this year. Could very well happen because there's 6 jobs open right now, and that's not Belichick included. So I went on a show yesterday, very interesting. I went on a show yesterday in San Diego, a prominent radio show, high school show too. Bert Grossman, former NFL Charger, owns part ownership of an arena football team in San Diego. One of my kids played for, Carlos Thompson. I got to ask you, he brought up he goes, JB, what if I threw this at you, this curveball at you? Belichick leaves, and he becomes Nick Saban's D coordinator for 1 year at Alabama. And I go, what? And I said, no way in the world. He's chasing the all-time wins record.
Yeah.
That's crazy take. But, I say crazy takes. But instead of him going in the booth, which he does not think he'll ever do, Grossman knows Bill. He's like, he'll go be Saban's DC for a year before he goes in the booth and then goes back to coaching again. Because he only needs, I think, a year to break the record if it's the right year. So I think he gets the win record.
No way he's doing that. Ain't no way he's doing that. He's either at this point of his career, we call him the GOAT. He's the greatest coach of all time. He's about to go humble himself and go back to be a coordinator after all the work he did.
Yeah, him and Saban relationship. That's all he's saying.
I hear him.
I would never. There's no way. If he did that shit, I would. He knows some inside shit.
If he do that shit, I don't know what I do. I do a backflip. I do some shit I can't do. Like it's no way that ain't happening.
I want to see you do a backflip.
That's what I'm saying. I can't do it. That's the point.
We're gonna dive into these coaching moves with Big Matt when he jumps on. Moving on, the Broncos, who we're going to talk to Matt about as well, they're now changing their tone. They're saying they're leaving the door open for Russell Wilson to return.
That makes sense.
There's only 2 reasons why there is this. There's only 2 reasons, Smitty. Number one, ownership said, we can't get out of this contract, brother. You're stuck with Russell Wilson. You better go mend the fence. Or B, Sean Payton's looking around the landscape of college football and the NFL and saying, holy shit, I'm going to have Browning or Russell Wilson. There ain't a lot of good quarterbacks out there. He sees it as a Super Bowl winning quarterback guy, and he may be like, I might have to suck it up.
Well, he should have saw that from the get-go. I'm not going to hear I'll see it now. You should have saw it all season. You should have saw it weeks ago at least. Y'all benched him. It's a wrap. You're not about to bench me and then come back, and then that's like being in a relationship. Motherfucker break up with you because they see somebody else who they think is finer than you and got more money than you, better than you, whatever. And then they go over there and they go on their first date and shit ain't what they think. And now they want to come back and say, hey, I know I messed up. I just want to bring you. It's a wrap. When someone showed you who they are, JB, believe them. The Broncos, Sean Payton, the whole organization has shown their true colors to Russell Wilson. After having an actually pretty solid year, especially in comparison to the rest of the quarterbacks this year, who we all know has been a down year, Russell has been probably a top 10 quarterback. And you bench him. I get it for money purposes and business. I get all that, but you did that because you're saying this is not our future, and we don't want to waste money on you getting hurt because we know after this year we're moving on from you. Once you tell me that, it's a wrap. Something Marcellus will always say in terms of like in NFL and football. While he's like, once you start to say the word retire, you start to think about retirement, you're done. Your career is over. Like once you start to really consider that, it's over. Your mindset's different. You're thinking about life after football. You're not going to be the same guy. It's a wrap. So the correlated to this is like, once you tell me you're done with me, it's a wrap. I can't go back and like feel good about the locker room, feel good about the coaching staff. I can't trust you. Nothing you tell me is going to really stay in my brain because you've already showed me who you can be and how you think about me. So this is crazy to me. If they're really trying to keep him, if I'm Russ, I'm not playing. I'm not playing here. You have it is what it is. I'm gone. So
I don't know if he can get out either, though. It's good. I think it's a contract negotiation.
You say his back hurt and chill. He's getting paid 2024 anyway. So
but he can't afford to sit out a year. He's not 25.
They owe him in 2024 anyway, so he can literally afford it. You know what I'm saying?
It, though, as far as playing again, he's not that young. See, you're the reason why these motherfuckers sit out, though. It's your generation. You just proved it.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
He should sit out. They about to play for no organization who didn't. Come on, bro. You sound crazy.
So you refuse to play football because of the organization. You think that your job has to be picture perfect, pristine.
Nope, not perfect. You're not about to disrespect me.
Owners has to like me. Smitty has to be loved in the workplace.
I'm not going to Fox today, and the higher ups are disrespecting me when I come into the. Hey, Darnell, we gonna sit you out and let the intern do your job this week.
Would if they paid you that paper. I bet you would if they paid you that paper.
Shit, you must not know me for fully then, JB. I stand on business, and I'm not. You're not gonna disrespect me on my job.
Here's $1 million, Smitty. Here's $1 million a year.
Why? That don't make sense. You're throwing out an unrealistic situation.
It makes absolute sense. This dude's making $200 million.
JB.
Next.
No. It's a wrap. I'm gone.
Steelers rule out TJ Watt, Smitty. Rudolph remains QB1, Smitty. What did you think? I said that Rudolph is going to be the quarterback. I don't care what they said. There's no way. I don't get how Kenny Pickett's going to come back next year, especially if Rudolph wins a playoff game. But TJ's the big loss here. I don't know how they contain Allen in the pocket. I think he's a guy that gets turnovers, sacks, etc. I love Tomlin. I think he's going to do some things, pull a cat out the bag here, but I don't know if they got enough with a team that's as hot as the Bills are in Buffalo.
It's over now. Somebody,
yeah,
it's a wrap.
Dr. Jesse Moore said yesterday that he gave him a 20% chance or something. He's ruled out.
It's over.
It's not like Tom Brady. Not like Tom Brady's the quarterback. It's Mason Rudolph who's going to be in his I believe it's going to be his first action in the playoffs.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
But for me,
I would say it's his first action as a starter.
Yeah, for me, it's not about Mason Rudolph. I don't even care about that. To me, like it's specifically it's TJ Watt. He's a game changer, a game wrecker. I think he's good enough to literally win a game. That's how great he is. I can see him getting two strip sacks, dropping back in the flats, getting a pick. I can see TJ having those big moments of really changing the game. You know what I'm saying? And not having your best player on the field, and you're already an underdog anyway. Going to Buffalo, Bills Mafia, it's a wrap. There's no way they're winning that game. Now, again, I respect Tomlin so much as a leader, as a man. I know he can rally the troops and bring out the best of everyone else. But they still got some cats on that line who can make some plays. But I don't care how great your speech is, your scheme, you can't replace TJ Watt. It's impossible to replace him. And there's no way in hell the Steelers will beat the Bills this weekend. Please save this clip or remember the time that I said this, because if it happens, I want you guys to call me out, and I'll happily come on here and be like, I was wrong, because I like my time.
You went hard on Gene yesterday on that rant about CP2.
He was talking crazy yesterday. Y'all had me heated. I looked back. I said, I did not realize I was cussing so much. I said, JB bring out the worst in me. I'm turning more into Jason Brown. I'm over. I said, F this, F that. I was like, I didn't even know I did that. I was in that space because y'all was going crazy. Y'all was really just disrespecting Chris Paul. And like, I grew up just really watching the game of basketball. We got a lot of football fans in here. Y'all, I'm not saying y'all don't watch it, but y'all, that's not like y'all don't. I'm from Indiana. Like basketball is us. That's what we do. So I know the game at a deeper level than most of y'all in this chat. So like, for y'all to disrespect Chris Paul, it just sounds crazy to me. And let's be honest, y'all don't know basketball for real.
No, but again, you're one-sided on this thing. You're sitting there talking about who you've seen, and it's not disrespect when it's the truth.
Can we bring some NBA guys on here again? Like football season about to end. Let's bring some NBA guys and let's ask them. And I guarantee.
I've had multiple NBA guys on here, and not one of them believes CP2 is better than Gary Payton.
Okay, cool. Let's bring some let's bring some current players on. Let's bring some old players. Let's mix the age up. Let's not just bring all the guys who are born in 75. Let's mix it up. What's going on, Big Matt?
The glove is 10 times the player than fucking Chris Paul is. Give me a break.
I love it, old heads. I love it. I love
We don't know basketball, those Matt. We can't talk about.
Y'all don't respectfully. And
We're
it's okay.
two
It's
fat
okay.
old whites.
Y'all don't hoop in
basketball.
They don't hoop in Colorado for real. They don't really be hooping in Colorado.
We haven't seen the generations play. We haven't seen 3 generations. We only saw 1, but yet we're gonna tell the other guy who saw all 3 that you don't know shit.
Yeah,
you a football head.
We don't play basketball.
I'm a sports head.
Thank you. See, hold on.
You all day, every day.
Listen to what Matt just said.
You want to break down? Let me know, homie.
Please do. We can do a full basketball show. I grew up with that's my first love, baby. That's my first basketball. My first love, player. I'm from Indiana. Are you crazy?
You want to talk about? Break it up. Talk about it. I'll talk about basketball all day long with you. Anytime you want to talk.
Tomorrow's the basketball show, y'all.
I'm a sports head. I can talk baseball, basketball, golf, tennis. You name it.
You can't do no 3-hour baseball show.
If I had to, I can. I'll go get all the Dominican homies and a bunch of homies and bring them on, and we'll talk about fucking everything.
I got the gift of gab. I can sell water to a shark, to a whale right now. I can talk about anything.
All right, Matt. Appreciate you jumping on a Work Boot Wednesday. I got to break that down. Same faces, different places is the thumbnail. Vrabel got fired yesterday in shocking fashion.
On his day off.
I think it's shocking to me, but maybe not to you. Smitty and I both kind of agree that it was. I guess before we even mention where he goes, it all depends on Bill Belichick and the Patriots, does it not?
It does. I think that's the domino that needs to fall. I mean, and I don't know if it's going to. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if New England's going to hold everyone hostage by waiting. But if you're in the NFL, you can't wait. And I have been adamant in saying that I don't think Bill's going anywhere, and I don't think he is. I think he will relinquish general manager responsibilities and let them, tinker with the staff a little bit and maybe bring in somebody on the offensive side that's not Bill O'Brien, and just maybe get him to stop recycling all of his assistants. But I don't think he's leaving, or if it would have been done already. You do that with a sword, and you don't do it, you don't play around and poison him and watch him die for 3 weeks. Just get it over with. So that's the way I think. But if he does get the axe in New England, New England should go hire Mike Vrabel. This is the dumbest thing Tennessee could have done. Mike Vrabel's not the problem in Tennessee. He's not the general manager that traded A.J. Brown. He's not let's be real. Mike Vrabel has that team always competitive. They're always ready to play. They may not be the healthiest squad. I mean, if I remember correctly, they had more guys on IR last year than anybody in history, or maybe that was this year, one of the two. And then this year, again, they were hammered by injuries again. So I think they'll, I don't know if Tennessee will come back to regret this, but hiring or firing Mike Vrabel, if I'm Ohio State or New England, that is the first guy I'm going to hire if Ryan Day or Belichick go. And honestly, if I'm Ohio State, Mike Vrabel just hit the fucking the wire. He's available. If you want to try and replicate what Michigan just did with an ex-player that really cares and a guy who is going to give you some fire and some passion, it isn't just a good offensive mind. I mean, I'm not saying fire Ryan Day because I don't believe
11-1, get fired.
But, I mean, look again. I know that you don't really respect the old school, but John Cooper in '92 was 3 straight years of 11, 12 wins, or 11 wins at least, 10, 11 wins, and lost to Michigan 3 years in a row and got fucking canned. So
Matt, Frank Solitz is a hell of a buddy friend of mine, great coach, won 11 in Nebraska, got fired.
Yeah, bro. I remember we played them in 01. We hammered the fuck out of them. They played for the national title. Miami killed them. The next year, they won 10 games. The year after that, they won 10 games. And in 2003, we played them in Folsom, and they beat us. And they won their 10th game. And they didn't play for the Big 12 title. Kansas State did. And they fired him the next day. Holy shit, bro. It's just the standard is high.
Right.
That was a bad move by Nebraska. They tanked after that. They went and hired Bill Callahan. It was not a good fit. I'm just saying, like, not to take you off track here, but if I'm Ohio State, I'm having that conversation today behind closed doors. Like, okay, Mike Vrabel's that's a splash hire that has NFL experience. That's an Ohio State guy that won here, that has multiple Super Bowls and is a huge name. And if you want to make Ohio State really relevant and make that fucking rivalry even more interesting, go fire Ryan Day and hire Mike Vrabel today and see what happens in Buckeye Land. That's just my opinion. That's what I'd be doing. If I was at Ohio State, I would say, Ryan, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you've done, but we need to figure out a way to beat Michigan, and this guy knows how to do it. Braves, sorry you got fired. You got screwed. Here's $9 million a year to come coach the Ohio State Buckeyes. Let's see if you can turn this into a mean ass team instead of, the fluff team that we see get hammered by the machine that is Michigan right now.
Jeez. Yeah. Cut that off, y'all. Cut that clip, y'all, please.
Thank you.
The only argument I would have is that he hasn't recruited, he hasn't gone in that home, he hasn't dealt with this crazy landscape of college football.
He'll be a great recruiter, just naturally though.
Yeah, but here's the player.
He has, and he's the OC. I don't think he'll have a problem recruiting at all.
The only issue I have is like the Harbaugh comparison is the difference is like when you're a quarterback guy and an offensive guy, it's a totally different you convey differently to parents, recruits, and buy-in, boosters, etc. Offensive guys sell tickets, as you know. Quarterback, ex-NFL guy, Harbaugh legend. Vrabel, gritty, nasty linebacker. I just don't know if it's the same. Yeah, I mean,
Ohio State's been getting sexy recruits and the top guys and throwing the ball over the yard, and now they're soft and fragile and can't beat the big boy. And they need toughness. They need.
I agree,
dude. So I think that I'm not saying that's going to happen. It probably won't, but I'm telling you, you want to make a fucking headline. You want to make a splash. You want to get people talking in college football, bro. That would be a monumental hire and a monumental move. And firing somebody like Ryan, he would hit the wire as the hottest coach available as well. So, maybe just switch it out. Day can go coach the Titans and Vrabel can go coach Ohio State.
And especially if we're all assuming that like Harbaugh leaves Michigan anyway, now I just feel like you bring in Vrabel at Ohio State, like you're on the path of kind of taking your crown back, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
You guys actually think that Jim's going to leave?
Yeah, I do. I'm hearing rumors about next year. There still might be some allegations might continue. He might get suspended for a few games. I just like, why deal with all that BS? It's like when I've already done my goal, like undefeated season, never happened in Michigan. I think history, I believe, going 15-0, win the Natty, and that. I mean, move on. Like you've done it. You reached the highest highs. I just think now go back to the NFL and finish what you started. You got to the Super Bowl. You got to that level. Lost to your brother. Try to go there, get you a Super Bowl, and now your legacy is like it's different. It's the next level. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, he could do either, but I would prefer him to stay at Michigan. But that's just me.
I could see him saying, I'm the next Saban and I'm going to be the next powerhouse program. I could see him doing that as well. But at the same time, if it weren't the NCAA and these guys weren't coming after him like they were, I think he would probably say, you know what, I'm going to be the next Saban in Alabama, and I could see that easily. But I think because of the NCAA, the Non-Carrying Nationals of America, I believe he wants to get out of there and faster than later, and I think that is the reason why. And I think he wants to chase that. He can't replicate him playing his brother in a Super Bowl. I think he wants to do that again of some sort. And I don't know. I think he's an NFL guy when it comes down to it, even though he's had great college success, but he also had a hell of a record for the Niners and took him to a Super Bowl very quickly. So he can do both, which is very rare. That whole family, probably the best coaching family, in the country ever. So
yeah, that's very ridiculous from their old man to both the brothers. So, and then look, even if he does move on, Michigan doesn't have to look far because Sharon Moore is their next head coach. I mean, let's be real. The offensive coordinator, the guy who stepped in for all 6 games, who's an unbelievable offensive line coach and OC, and really loves his guys, and they love him. I mean, he
loves his guy. He saw your emotions.
Dude, bro. Like I love Coach Moore. He's the man, and I think that he's definitely the next head coach at Michigan if Jim does move on. And then, since we're on the Michigan topic, I'm going to have their starting center, Drake Nugent, who was their starting center, who's now going to the NFL. He'll be on Friday morning on my show on 0 to 60 at 10 a.m. to talk about just the whole season and the Natty and winning it and yada yada yada. So that'll be pretty
fire.
Cool.
So real quick, let's play a game. Same faces, different places. So I'm gonna give you the team and you tell me who should be there. Las Vegas Raiders.
Vrabel.
Over AP.
Oh, no. If it's open, because it's not open. Look, if it's closed, I think Antonio Pierce should be the head coach in Oakland or in Vegas. And I'm begging the Raiders not to screw this up again. I mean, they already did this once. You had a team that went to the playoffs and was a bad call away from beating a team that went to the Super Bowl that year. And then you got rid of the coach. And you went and hired a total fuckboy in Josh McDaniels who just can't do it. And I think it derailed your franchise and you started getting rid of guys and yada, yada, yada. Now, I'd love to see just, if Antonio Pierce isn't going to be the guy, Vrabel's going to be my answer for 90% of these because I cannot believe what Tennessee, I can't believe it. Like how short-sighted are you guys to fire that guy? Like how stupid are you?
2 years ago, he was the coach of the year.
Ridiculous.
All right, Patriots.
Assuming it's open again, I think the Patriots might want to go young, bro. I think the Patriots might want to go hire somebody that's totally outside the chain of Belichick. I love Gerard Mayo. I think he's a hell of a player and coach, but he's only played for Bill and only coached for Bill. So he's going to coach like Bill and play like Bill wants him to.
Right.
It's just the way it is. I mean, it's that I played for nothing but Belichick coaches. I played for, Herm, who was not a Belichick coach. And then I played for McDaniels. I played for Tony Sperano. And then I played for the man genius, Eric Mangini in New York. And all of them tried to run things exactly like Bill did. And it just didn't have the same zip because they're not Belichick. So,
right.
I mean, I don't know the name.
What about Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator, I believe?
That's what I'm looking for, though.
Yeah.
I hear he's the leading candidate in Washington right now.
Okay.
And look, so maybe EB. I mean, go outside the box, New England, or go hire Eric Bieniemy. Like, I really hope that EB doesn't get overlooked in all this, which he will, of course. But I don't know how he was a great head coaching candidate years ago, and now all of a sudden he's not. It's funny to me how this whole political mess works. I mean, Coach, you know more than anybody how political all this is, but it's the Ben Johnson. That sounds like a good move. I like the who's the OC in Buffalo right now. They replaced Ken Dorsey.
They got rid of
Joe Brady. Joe Brady.
I'm not saying he's a head coach, but he's the kind of like offensive mind I think they can bring in and try and get them out of the 13 points a game gutter that they're in. So,
right.
I mean, whatever New England does, they've got to think outside the box. If they retain Bill, you've got to go find a more modern view of the world from an offensive perspective. And I think what really set this all off was when he made Matt Patricia the OC. When you make that move, that's a fireable offense. And if he wasn't Bill Belichick, he probably would have gotten axed over that.
True.
I'm hearing the Joe John. What's his name?
Joe Brady.
No, Detroit.
Or Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. I hear he's the leading candidate for the Commander's job, which puts out Eric Bieniemy. Let's just be honest. You're not going to hire an offensive guy and keep Bieniemy, so he's gone. Kellen Moore's out there who's going to get some consideration by somebody, I'm
But
sure.
the Chargers were so bad. The offense wasn't even that good when they had all their guys. I feel like Kellen Moore took a step back from him, taking that role.
If you really think about it, Kellen Moore, I'm not going to say he got the head coach fired, the weirdo Staley.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at Dallas this year without Kellen Moore, Dax had his best season under McCarthy, who's won a Super Bowl. Maybe McCarthy knows what the fuck he's doing.
Right.
Exactly. All right, Big Matt, Broncos transition into Denver right there in your backyard. Denver now says they're leaving the door open for Russell Wilson's return. What the fuck is going on? Can you break this whole thing down? Is this a eating crow? Is this ownership telling Sean Payton you're stuck with this guy because we can't figure a way to finagle our way out of this contract? Or is this a Sean Payton saying, holy fuck, the quarterbacks are horrible, and I'm probably better off with this guy?
So we're definitely going to talk about this, all three of us, on my show today, too. You guys are going to come on to it when we're done. I can't wait to talk about it. But look, this is I don't know. I don't know what's going on, bro. Like,
I love it.
I'm sitting back like, wait a second. What? Like, you were in playoff contention and you lost to New England on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the chance to have a winning season for the first time since 2016. And you bench the quarterback for football reasons. Then we come to find out that it's strictly because you don't want to pay him, but you're already on the hook to pay him. They don't want to pay his injury guarantee, so that's what they use as a reason.
2025, yeah.
Which I'm okay with, I guess, but why would you, as a player, why would you ever give them back that? Like, you gave me that. I'm not giving you it back. No way I'm going to just sit here and amend my contract. And then Russell doesn't have to do anything. He's the golden goose either way. If you let him go, he gets to go sign with a contending team potentially for nothing because Denver's paying his salary. So you're paying the salary of somebody else who gets to play with Russell, and maybe he learns a lot from this shit sandwich he had to eat in 2 years in Denver and goes somewhere and plays differently and acts differently, and helps another team out there that's a quarterback away achieve. Like, imagine how good Russell Wilson would look in Pittsburgh Steelers black and yellow.
Man,
you think that Mike Tomlin and they could figure out, like, find an OC that can figure out a way. But what I'm saying is, look at his numbers. He does miss a lot of opportunities. He does, in Sean Payton's system, he does miss a lot of throws. But in Pittsburgh's system, where he's not asked to really do a whole lot, maybe that's a great fit. This is what I'm talking about. So if you fit somewhere differently, you're paying his salary here in Denver, that he wins either way. So now it's come out that, like, they're not sure if they want to get rid of him because they're looking at the dead cap and going, "What, we're just going to ride with Jarrett Stidham? We're going to draft a young quarterback and then ride with Jarrett Stidham, and, like, we really want him to be the bridge, and we're trying to compete, but we're also trying to rebuild." Like, Denver's stuck in this bizarre world where they don't know who they are. They don't know if they're trying to rebuild. They don't know if they're trying to reload. They don't know if they want to keep their quarterback. Sean Payton doesn't like anybody. I mean, he doesn't think anybody can play, so he's trying to replace everyone essentially. And you can't do it like that. They either need to strip this to brass tacks and just accept the fact that they're going to have to eat a lot of shit, right, or you need to figure out how to get your $20 or your $100 million coach, because he signed a 5-year, $20 million deal each year, your $100 million coach to work with your $250 million quarterback and fix this. So I prefer that to happen because I think that they could figure this out if they were acting like professionals. But this whole, like, let's just cut him to get rid of him. Yeah, okay, cut him. But if you're going to do that, then just fucking do it. Just say, look, we're going to be releasing him and get it over with, and understand that you're going to eat all this money and you're going to have to draft somebody and you're going to struggle as you build around him. I mean, I don't understand the rationale. I don't understand the game planning, like the inability to compromise on either side, but also the inability to, like, negotiate. It doesn't seem like there's any negotiating going on either. And all of that only helps three. He's just sitting there going, well, I'm getting paid either way. When nothing is happening, the best thing to do is nothing. When you don't know what's going to happen, just sit back and let the cards fall and see where these chips are going to land when everybody starts throwing out stuff. Like there's been a leak at UC Health where the Broncos train for years. Like there's somebody in the media department that leaks information constantly. And Russell's team and his people are always doing that shit. They're always leaking stuff. So this is turning into like the leak war. Which side wants to expose information on the other side to make them look better? But the problem is they don't understand that they're all on the same fucking side. So if we start actually acting like we're on the same side here in Denver, maybe we can fix this problem. But if it's going to be the Broncos against Russell Wilson, and then you're as you go against him while you're asking him to take you on a playoff run, but you want him to give you back $100 million, it doesn't make any sense, dog. Like the Broncos are operating like somehow Russell owes them the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's really odd. And on top of like the uniforms that they said that they're going to parade out in Denver yesterday. Yesterday was one of the most confusing days I've ever seen in Bronco land. I mean, the uniforms that they're parading out, we're going to talk about that at 10 o'clock too. It is, if they rock those uniforms, I'm out. I can't watch and support this anymore, dog. It's so terrible.
Hey, segueing to the Steelers, T.J. Watt ruled out. Mason Rudolph ruled as QB1, first playoff start. T.J. Watt is more, obviously important in this team by trying to go against Josh Allen in this game and trying to contain his ass, possibly getting a few sacks, causing a turnover you would think would come from T.J. Watt, if anybody. Mike Tomlin's not to be balked at. He's going to come up with a scheme. I think his players are going to play hard. I think the Steelers are going to perform and be in this game. I just think the Bills are just on a hot streak right now. It's going to be hard bet against the Bills at home at Orchard Park against a Mason Rudolph-led Steeler team. But what's your take on that loss to him? Is that the biggest dagger the Steelers could possibly have asked for?
Yeah, you can't ask for a worse situation than losing Watt. But I caught a little bit of what Smitty was saying, and I'm tempted to agree with him a little bit here that I think this is like the perfect opportunity for Pittsburgh to go in there, and what they do, Buffalo struggles with. It's like we were talking about the national title game. Like, yeah, Penix is awesome, and they've got dudes everywhere, and they can throw the ball over the yard, and they're explosive, but they really struggle when you line up and just bludgeon them. Well, Buffalo's run defense, Ed Oliver's awesome. He can rush the passer. He's got 9 sacks as a 3 technique, but he is not playing his key in the B gap every play the way he should. Jordan Phillips is a nose tackle who wants to rush the passer, not necessarily play the run. I mean, Von Miller's a healthy stretch, for God's sakes. I mean, he's not even playing. Right. And I don't know if that's because of what's going on off the field, which I'm not going to get into, and I hope he can figure that out. But Floyd is a pass rusher. Milano's out, and he has been. Yeah. They are good on defense. They're opportunistic, but in between the 20s, you can beat the shit out of Buffalo on the ground. And Pittsburgh's figured out with the loss of Pickett, trying to figure out if Trubisky can play, which we all know he can't. Going to Mason Rudolph, old soft forehead Mason, and and then it turns into, okay, let's hammer the rock with Najee, and then the changeup with, what is it, Watson, the little shifty running back kid, Watson.
I think so, yeah. Him and James Cook, yeah.
It's quicker than a hiccup, so that he's a changeup that they haven't had there in a long time. So I think Pittsburgh could go in there and pull an upset, but man, losing Watt, he's so special. And he's so just his fucking intangibles are through the roof, and his instincts are through the roof, and he gets everybody else going. I think you might be able to rally around the fact that he's not there and get people to play at a high level. But I'd like to think Pittsburgh could win, but it's going to take a lot for me to pick them too. I'm not going to make picks today. I got to think about this a little bit more. But look, Mike Tomlin is that dude. He's a G of a coach. He's never going to get fired in Pittsburgh. He will walk away when he wants. And I think that the last couple of years has kind of opened the door for Tomlin to think about things a little bit differently, the way Belichick's going to need to. So we'll see, man. That's going to be a hell of a football game.
Show a little film real quick. Bailey, this is Buffalo, Miami, obviously.
Well, is this the playoff game from last year?
No, this is this year.
This is the opener?
Yeah, in Buffalo. I got Sunday's game too. But what do you expect Pittsburgh to do against Allen and Cook, who's hot right now? The offense is suddenly changed with Joe Brady calling it. They're more leaning on the run game and Cook. A lot of split flow action, motion across, run split flow, keep the tight end home, float the tight end in different 11 personnel packages. I like what they're doing, Brady. I think Cook is taking a huge load off of Allen. But at the end of the day, Matt, we're still going to lean on Allen to win the game, not Cook.
Yeah.
What can Pittsburgh do, I guess, to combat this?
Turnovers, bro. And that's the turnovers and third down pressure. And then not only third down pressure, but no mistakes in the secondary because we are missing TJ Watt. So this is with Watt, I would probably blitz more. Without Watt, I would rush 4 and think 7 and make him play to the sticks. Look, I love Josh Allen. I'm not going to lie. I love how sporadic he is. I feel like I'm watching John Elway again when he was in his youth. Just kind of out there playing ball and throwing it all over the fucking yard, and he makes mistakes, and he's just like, fuck it, runs over and takes a drink and gets back on the field and does the same shit. I want Buffalo to win a title eventually because it's just been such a downtrodden franchise. But look, if the Bills figure out how to best support through the run game, like if I know you just said, here, stop right there. Now, look, this is the difference between Miami and Pittsburgh. Is Miami was out there with a 2-eye and a 3 technique. Pittsburgh's out here in a fucking odd front with the exception of Watt. If you look at this, that's 4-eye, 0, 4-eye, Sam Stack, Mike Will. The safeties in the box is a force player on the strong side with 39.
Fitzpatrick, yeah.
And then motherfucking Watt's over here. And
do what you want.
Like that's you're not supposed to line up like this. This is odd except for Watt. So this is hey, everybody else, you're playing 2-gap odd defense and trying to hold up the run and shit. But Watt, you are just in the go destroy everyone land. Now, if they've been practicing this all year and working it, and he's got 19 sacks and now he's hurt, which, God damn it, I don't know if you can line up and do this kind of shit. I don't know. Like it takes away from the ability to do things like this. So I'm interested to see what Pittsburgh does. I hate the fact that Watt's not playing. What is it? Is it an ACL?
Yeah, high sprain. Dr. Jesse Moore said yesterday he'd have a 20% chance of playing. Obviously, he's been. So
is it MCL or ACL?
MCL high 3 levels.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, MCL.
I've done that before, and I tried to play, and it did not work. Like I don't know how Jack Youngblood played with a broken leg, and I don't know how Phillip Rivers played with no ACL. And I don't know how those guys did that shit. I think I know. It's called morphine, but.
Yeah, it's literally impossible. It's like,
dude, I don't get it. Like, I consider myself a pretty tough dude, but there are times when I'm like, how the fuck did this guy play with that? I got a hangnail today, and I want to go to bed. But
I stubbed my toes today. I was crying.
Pittsburgh goes back to this, and they end up with a 3 technique and a 2-eye. So they're multiple fronts. Buffalo struggled trying to figure out their identity early in the year. I think Stephon Diggs can see the writing on the wall that he's going to be out of there this year. They'll try and find a place to either take him a reduction in pay or move him. His numbers have dropped because Josh Allen knows that he's got to just run. Now, I guess my question back to you guys is, can Josh Allen turn into a run-first quarterback that can also lace it and Buffalo win? Because he's always been throw first, and then he can run off of it. I feel like when he's in the quarterback run game, he's even more effective than like Lamar is. Don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson's a way better athlete, but for as big as Josh Allen is,
he's a different tackle.
He's different. That's my point. Like,
falls forward every time.
Can you imagine if Josh Allen gets like 25 carries in a game and like you just line up and with multiple tight ends and a big back and just start hammering people vertically? That's 11 on 11 football. Most offenses don't play 11 on 11 in the NFL. So Buffalo's got some advantages. The key is, will they take advantage of them to put themselves in position to go out here and win a football game?
Hey, we got you for 10 more minutes. Let's dive into this real quick. Number one thing, transition over to college. This kid, Maivia, he flipped to USC. So he goes on a rant and says, I'm going to Georgia. And he was at UNLV. I'm going to go to Georgia. Bottom line, I don't even want to tell the story. These cats change their mind like we change fucking draws.
Yep.
He went from Georgia to USC in a span of 24 hours after making a TikTok video on how Georgia's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, no, they're not, because 24 hours later, you're at SC. So what in the fuck do you do? How do you coach and build a program in this day and age?
And this is something that moving into the offseason on 0 to 60, we're going to talk about a lot with you guys. Obviously, we're going to talk about it today, but I'm going to reach into my Rolodex here over the offseason and just start interviewing coaches. I'm going to start interviewing Coach Walters and Beatonbaugh, everybody, anybody that will come on and talk, because every single one of them, and everyone's heard Coach JB talk about this, and he's 100% right. They all hate this. They hate it so much that they don't want to coach anymore. Like, it's ruining it for them. The inability to build a team now is staggering. And it's like the NCAA was like, oh, well, you don't like us? Well, fuck it then. We're going to give you the illusion of choice, and you're going to run with that and destroy yourself. And we're just going to sit back and laugh. They know this shit isn't right. The coaches all know it's right. They're just all playing the game that's in front of them. So I think this is ridiculous, man. The fact that you have to like recruit a kid, sign him, and then start recruiting him again, it's fucking played out. It's played out.
Can we stop using the word
name recruit? Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're giving these kids a fair. We're not giving them the fair, the truth. We're not telling them the truth enough. We're allowing them to think commitment means choice. Like, we need to start using the word choice. I made a choice that I'm going to change my choice tomorrow. Stop using commitment.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy how, look, again, Smitty, I understand you're younger than the two of us, and maybe this won't resonate with you, but I don't know. I only wanted to play at one place. I grew up in a different time, obviously, but every game wasn't on TV and shit, but still, I grew up, Boulder's right down the street. It's the only place I ever wanted to play. You know, there's history there. There's embedded rivalries. There's family involved with those rivalries. It's my hometown team. I had, my top five trips and offers were Colorado and Michigan, Miami, Tennessee, and Washington. I didn't even take my other 4 trips. I just committed to CU when I was a sophomore in high school. Neuheisel brought me up and said, hey, we're offering you. And I said, stamp it, brother, I'm in. Now, there's not every kid that I work with, then I sit down with them and their parents and go, okay, where do you want to play? They don't have dream schools anymore. None of them give a shit. They're like anywhere. They're like anywhere. They're like, yeah, I'll play at Colorado or Colorado State or Nebraska or Oklahoma. And I'm like, all 4 of those teams fucking hate each other on just a resonant level, bro. That's like saying you want to play at Florida and Florida State, or I want to play at Tennessee or Alabama. Be like, no, that's not the way this works. Right. But that is the way this works. One big offensive lineman I worked with last year who played at Stanford for 4 years, transferred to Cal. What? And went and played at Cal and started every game for him last year and had a great year, like high five. But this is what it is. I've said this before, if you're a graduate transfer, you should be able to do whatever you want. That's a different story. But if you're not a graduate transfer, It needs to stop being commitment, and it needs to stop being recruited. And we need to start talking about business, and we need to start talking about contracts. Like if I'm a college football coach or an AD or something, and there's no rules, well, here's my rule. If you commit to this school, you're signing a personal contract. Period.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can do that shit, but God damn it, there's got to be some kind of regulation here, because this is getting, even from a guy who's on the outside looking in that deals with this every day and is trying to help place players, it's making me hate the process. Like now it's about selling players. In the past, it was about evaluating players. I don't want to sell these kids. I can't. They're in high school and they're early college age. Like, they don't understand that they have to go through adversity. They don't understand that they are not the first ones that to play football. Like, they don't understand that they didn't invent the pass rush. The parents don't understand that, like, they're not as good as they think they are. Like, it's amazing to me that the lack of humility, but at the same time, they're not humble, but they don't know history. So, like, if you knew the history of the game and you want to be a cocky fuck, at least you know what you're talking about. And I can sit there and try to have an argument with you. But when you're a cocky fuck, and then I say to you, like, all right, young man, you play left tackle, and you've been at one school for 1 year and you already want to transfer, and that's great. And let me ask you something. You want to transfer to, say, University of Colorado, okay? And Phil Lodhos, their new offensive line coach. You know who Phil is? Oh, yeah. All right, tell me about Phil. Yeah, well, I know that he played tackle. Like, well, yeah, that's a good call. He did play tackle. Do you know anything about the dude? Oh, no, I just kind of agreed with you. I'm like, oh, well, there you go. So you don't know shit about the guy you're going to go play for. And this happens constantly. Like, we had a kid that got off of Texas, and I was like, do you know anything about the coaching staff? You know anything about Sarkisian? And he's like, well, I know that he was a coach at SC. And I'm like, yeah, but when you talk to him man to man, do you know he played quarterback at BYU, and, like, how much he loves the game and he's immersed in it, and that's driving block, like,
played for the Raiders, coach the Raiders.
Like, it's bigger than just the kid getting recruited, and we've made this all about the recruits rather than the process. Like, it's amazing to me, like, this entire monstrosity that we've created, that the NCAA is just threw in, and everyone was like, run with it. I'm telling you, if this does not get figured out soon, it's going to be the reason that college football fucking because it's getting to the point where coaches don't want to coach anymore. The recruiting is all about money, which I don't know if you can really evaluate somebody based on just their dollars. Like, it eliminates some kids from getting even recruited that maybe are going to grow into unbelievably good players if they're just developed. And then it overvalues guys who are just getting, how many times have we talked about this kid got offered and then the next day 10 other schools got involved and offered him? Well, those other 10 didn't really recruit him and didn't evaluate him, but the one did. But the other 10 might be shinier, so he's attracted to the shine because he's like a fish in the water with a lure. So it's no more. It's not about substance anymore. It's about, like, how much can you give me? Well, how much can you earn? And look, my mindset on this has changed so much. It's drastic. It's like a 180-degree turn from last year at this time and even the year before, because I've watched what has happened. Grad transfers, move at your leisure. Congratulations. You got a degree. You obviously gave the other school its time. They got everything they could out of you. So did you. High five. If you're not a grad transfer, you need to man up and honor the commitment you made. And they need to make it so if you transfer, you have to sit for a year again. And that will eliminate all this shit because nobody wants to sit out.
Here's the issue I have with this is the one thing. When you're a JUCO kid, you're on your own island. And we got, 28% NFL JUCO products, from Aaron Rodgers to Cam Newton to Chad Johnson to Steve Smith.
Jeremiah.
We can go on and on. But nowadays, the JUCO kid, when a Sark recruits him, you should know, hey, Sark, you played at El Camino Junior College. You're a Cali JUCO kid. I would love to play for another JUCO guy that knows the grind. These kids are like, oh, Sark, you played JUCO? These are JUCO kids. Like, you don't know. There's no investment in the product no more. They don't care about the who played before them. These cats don't even know who Barry Sanders is, dog. It's fucking crazy. I got a couple minutes with you. I got to break this down.
There were guys the other day that couldn't tell me who Derek Thomas was.
Of course.
Like his jersey hangs in the gym, and I'm like, "Who's 58?" They're like, well, "I don't know." And I'm like, "And you want to play? You want to pass rush?"
I had a big time running back out of South Carolina. He did not know who Eric Dickerson was, so I left it at that. I said, "You're not. I'm not recruiting you." All right. So look, best fit for two guys, real quick, and then I want to do a top 5 Super Bowl favorite list with you before you get out of here, real quick. Smitty got to take a break.
Don't throw it on me. I'm chilling.
No, I said we got to take a break. Best fit for Saquon Barkley next year. How about this? We'll do a hell yeah, hell no with Big Matt Smitty. Hell yeah, hell no.
I like this segment. You guys need to get me to do this more.
All right. Hell yeah, hell no. Saquon Barkley will be a Philadelphia Eagle next year.
Hell no. I don't think so. I think they like the guys they have. Saquon Barkley will be a Denver Bronco next year.
I'm going to say hell no. Saquon Barkley will be with the Dallas Cowboys next year because they learned they lost Zeke. They lost Zeke, and they learned that that probably wasn't the best fit. You know, that 1-2 punch was good at that thunder and lightning. Old boy they got now to me isn't an every down back.
Obviously, Zeke is thunder, right?
Yeah, that's thunder.
Matt, you gotta always teach the youngsters, Matt. We gotta teach the youngsters.
Refrigerator running the football.
Matt, we gotta teach the youngsters. I didn't just make up this hell yeah, hell no and say the Philadelphia fucking Eagles out of a bag. They haven't paid the running back. They have a huge cap at that position. Saquon Barkley fits the Eagles to a T.
Well, and look, I think Saquon is going to be extremely coveted because he can catch the ball. He's a hardcore runner. His injury history is, it's concerning, but every running back in the world's hurt. I mean, you're not going to find a fucking healthy.
Hey, imagine Swift and Barkley.
That would be mean. It'd be mean, but at the same time, I've been watching a lot of Eagles tape recently, and I really would like to talk to you about this too, Coach. Maybe off air, we'll do a show on it, maybe. But Jalen Hurts, bro, I like Jalen, but he holds the ball like it's his child. Like he is holding the ball like a mom with a newborn at the fucking security line at TSA. Like, I'm not giving you no. Fine. And I'm telling you, like, there are more open opportunities down the field than just a quick game. We were in there watching this morning at 5 a.m. with the group, or this last night, excuse me. The 5 a.m. group this morning was competition. Last night we were in there doing film. And we were watching Philly and Philly and the Niners. No, they just Philly Niners from earlier like in the beginning of December when the Niners went into Philly and ran them. And I'm telling you, the Niners would Philadelphia would try to manipulate an empty or an 11 set where it's just him in the back or him alone with motion to try and get people to move with the motion so they can open up the middle of the field and run quarterback draw, because that's what they do. Like, they're trying to run quarterback draw. They do it every play if they could. And San Francisco wasn't biting for it at all. They didn't move anybody. At one point, there was a 3-by-1 look. The back and the tight end are on the same side, and they run zone read and like play action, the RPO stuff. There are 2 defenders over here and a high safety 25 yards away looking to the other side of the field. Bro, there's 3 receivers over here. They could have literally stood up. He could have handed him the ball. He could have walked out and handed it to him and didn't throw him the rock. And 3 seconds later he did, and he got 9 yards. But if he stands up and goes pop, 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 or even negates the RPO and throws him the ball, it's a touchdown. So I think that, you know, that there's a lot of truth in what Coach sees shit before we see it because he's a quarterback. And it's just, fuck, man, when they get a book on you in the NFL, it is really hard to overcome that.
Yeah. That's the only reason I say this type of stuff. Here's a to address the chat real quick.
I can't
Eric
see
Henry cannot go to the Ravens or the Eagles. Will you guys shut up? Again, you don't know football. They're not going to put Derrick Henry, who's an ISO back downhill guy, in a read option scheme with Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts. It doesn't fit. They got to go lateral in those two programs and run RPO off of the lateral pin and pull or outside zone look or the power read look. They cannot hand the football and run zone read.
Derrick Henry, Cleveland Browns.
I get that.
Yeah, well, assuming that Chubb is probably like done or not going to be the same. That was a really bad injury.
Who cares? Like, they look, if Cleveland can vouch for anybody, it's that people get fucking hurt a lot and they're still good. Damn. Most teams get shit on with injuries and they go in the toilet. The turds get shit on with injuries and they turn into like the fucking shit monster from Dogma, and they just come out of the toilet like rah, ah, and the whole fucking NFL's like, oh my god, it's a pile of shit, ah! And they just start attacking you, flinging fucking shit rockets at you and frozen icicle shits. And have you ever seen Dogma?
I ain't seen Dogma.
Of course you haven't, you young motherfucker. So what I'm saying is, like, even if Chubb comes back healthy or not, he's got 2 catastrophic knee injuries, or maybe 3 at this point. Hunt's a good changeup. The Ford kid they drafted in the 5th round's awesome. But you put Derrick Henry in that scheme, bro, peace, lights the fuck out. And I don't think he's fallen off at all. He just went 25 for 158 and 2 tutties. Again, Tennessee is going the scorched earth route, which I hope it works for you, bro. But getting rid of Vrabel and, you know, at Tannehill and Henry, and I guarantee you Hopkins doesn't come back, who had a great year for them this year. And, you know, if anything, looking at Tennessee, how many teams didn't want to sign DeAndre Hopkins because of whatever stupid reason? And then he went to Tennessee and balled for a team that probably didn't need him. He could, like, they could have used somebody else. Hopkins should have been on a contender this year, and he'd have 100 catches. Like,
I bet Mahomes want him on the Chiefs right now.
Yeah, you think DeAndre Hopkins could help fucking Patrick Mahomes? That's the slipperiest group of fucking receivers ever. They are on the sideline, like, I'm telling you, literally eating chicken wings, and they're just out there like, oh, fuck it. Right through the fingers. Like, I can't even get a doorknob open after I ate a fucking bunch of chicken. And then they're trying to like over it and shit like, fuck! I need to get inside.
Here's my let's do this one then. I know you just kind of blew our nut, so to speak.
Oh,
but
pause.
Hell yeah, hell no.
Hell yeah! Since we're talking about nuts.
Derrick Henry will be a New England Patriot next year. Now that fits.
Hell no.
Nah, they already got the human refrigerator in Ezekiel. And again,
he's old. He's done.
Wait, I agree. He sucks. But again, like, if you're Derrick Henry and you have a choice, why would you choose there?
Hell no. Belichick leaving. Like, nah, you ain't.
I know why.
Hell no.
Ian, I calculate this because Vrabel's going to be the coach.
Well, okay,
but you want something new.
If Mike's the coach, then okay, but maybe I'll buy into that. But look, if I'm the Jets, I go after Henry hard. Like, I anybody that has an established quarterback that doesn't run the RPO first, that's who I would be going after if I'm Derrick Henry. You've got to be a contender. You've got to have the ability to at least be in contention at the end of December for the playoffs. And then it all turns into, like, just look at every single contending team. Could Buffalo use Derrick Henry? Yeah. Cook's good, but they could use him. Could Kansas City, would he start for Kansas City? Yes. Would he start for Jacksonville? ETN? Yeah, probably. ETN would have to be the changeup, in my opinion. Would he, like, for the Colts? Probably not. They got Taylor and Moss. No, they don't need him. But for the Browns, they've been hurt. They have a ton of injuries at that position. Maybe. Like, you just go through the list here. I think there's way more teams from a contention standpoint that would love to have Derrick Henry than not.
I don't mind, even though Fields is a read option guy, you either go get Roman to run the offense, as I mentioned yesterday, and build around Justin Fields, or you bring a guy like Henry in to help him by running the football. I don't mind the Bears or the Minnesota Vikings for a Derrick Henry. I think the cold weather, pound ground, both of those places fit him well. But also their O-lines in Chicago got to get much better because you can't just line up and run 21 personnel with Derrick Henry with no O-line either. So it's interesting. All right, Matt, let's end this show with this top 5 Super Bowl favorites as of today. This is
Damn.
2 days before the wild card roundup. Bailey, I got a graphic made from Bailey because Bailey's on the white team. If we ever had a white versus black team, Bailey's on the white team. Here we go, Bailey. Here we go, Matt. Coach JB's top 5 favorite Super Bowl favorites. What do you think about these 5 right here? This is who I think are the top 5 favorites to win it right now.
49ers,
Rams too high.
Bills, you got the Rams at 2? Damn. Okay, so what's your rationale for the Rams at 2? I don't have a problem with the other 4 necessarily.
They're the hottest team in football, clear as cut day. They're the best team in football of the last 7 weeks, top to bottom, I believe, truly. And they have a Super Bowl winning Hall of Fame quarterback who's spinning it better than anybody. And they have the 2 best threats on the perimeter and the best run game. They ran for 200 yards down Baltimore's throats. Kyron Williams has been balling out of control. And you mix that with Cooper Kupp and Nakua and Higbee at tight end with Stafford, who's on fire. The Rams are a hard out right now. The second rationale for that is the NFC, I don't believe, is as good as we think. I think the Cowboys are a one-hit wonder. I think that the Niners are clear and cut the best team in the conference, and the Eagles are floundering. Who can't the Rams beat right now? Other than the Niners, who can't the Rams beat right now in the NFC, to be honest?
I mean, they can beat anybody. They just beat San Francisco on Sunday. So I'm not saying that they can't win.
Right. But everybody can. Cowboys can beat everybody.
Yeah, I think that the Detroit-LA game, it's almost like the NFL set this up.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have an opportunity to make a call on the field that directly influenced this. I mean, I understand a lot of dominoes have to fall in the right direction in order for this to happen, but it did happen. So that was on purpose, okay, and it worked for them. Congratulations, NFL. But I don't think they get past Detroit, bro. Like, they're not having Detroit on this list. That is why I think Detroit's going to ball. Is because
you take and just being honest, in all due respect, if you take Jared Goff over Matthew Stafford, then you know damn well you're smoking that ayahuasca.
But it's not just a one player thing, you know that. Like we say really that on TV, quarterback versus quarterback. But no, it's the whole team, though.
There's a reason why one of these teams traded for the other guy, and the other guy is at the other place, and the other guy is going to that place, and the other guy is going to win another Super Bowl, and the other guy has never got out of the first round. I'm just telling you.
No, that's a lie. Jared Goff did play in a Super Bowl.
I'm talking about for that other team. He hasn't done it in Detroit.
All right.
So I think the Rams are going to boat race Detroit. I believe that this is the worst matchup possible for Detroit. I'm just being honest. They can't cover the pack edge.
The secondary is bad, yeah.
They cannot cover the wideouts the Rams have, and they cannot lately stop the run. I think this is a horrible matchup for the Rams, especially with a hot Stafford going back to Detroit. It's going to be ugly, in my opinion. Now, the Ravens are out there because they are the best team in football right now. I'm only going off of history and a 1-3 record in the playoffs from their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. There's only 2 quarterbacks on this list that have won Super Bowls, and that's Flacco and Stafford. So let's just be honest. The other ones haven't, and I think the quarterback play is so bad that those 2 quarterbacks get hot with those 2 defenses in Cleveland with Flacco. That team can end up being in the Super Bowl. And I'm not far-fetched. Weddle's not far-fetched seeing a Rams-Browns Super Bowl. It's really not that far-fetched, bro.
I will bet you any money that you can think of, that you can fathom. Any amount of money you can fathom, JB. Anything you want to throw out. Even if I don't have it, I'm so confident that I'm going to win the bet. I will bet you any amount of money that will not be Super Bowl. I swear.
I'm going to say this right now. For as much shit as we give Smitty for having Colts glasses on, I'm going to revert that to giving you shit for having fucking Rams glasses on. I mean, your Rams glasses thick. Living down LA is right. There it is. Like you love these motherfuckers.
They are not that good, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to be like I like the Rams, so they're good, but they're not that good, bro. They're not Super Bowl good. I do have them upsetting the Lions, though. I do have them winning that game.
You think that they're going to beat the Lions too?
Only because their secondary is shitty. And the wide receiver combination and with Stafford, I think it's gonna be a high scoring shootout game. And I think the Rams get that. But I will say this: it's gonna be so fucking loud at Ford Field. They haven't had a playoff game.
You've been saying a lot of shit, but you haven't told us your top 5 fucking favorites, Smitty. Give me your top 5. The Colts aren't in it no more either.
I didn't know we're doing top 5. I don't have my graphic. I'll have mine tomorrow.
Out of my list, I'm saying, give me your 5.
You got to put Ravens at the top, Niners number 2. I don't know why you.
Smitty did be saying names. See how I broke it down and told you why? Smitty did.
I got the
1, 2.
It's clear as day. The Ravens has proven this season that they are the most dominant team. Every single winning team that they played this year. For the most part, they've dominated. We go to the Niners game. We thought the Niners was like 5 point favorites. They were 5-point favorites at the crib. Everybody thought the Niners were about to boat run, just could destroy the Ravens. Ravens go out there, kick their ass. They kick the Dolphins' ass. Every single time they play against any contending team that we thought was going to give them trouble, they go out there and win. Your Rams, who played very, very tough, and yeah, they hung in there. And what's the overtime? Your Rams team still took an L. At the end of the day, it's W's and it's L's. And this team, the Ravens, led by Lamar Jackson, who's about to win his second MVP, has proven that they are the most dominant team this year. This year,
1-3 in the playoffs, homie.
JB, at one point, Lord Jesus, can I get a word in?
Those are the facts.
At one point, Matthew Stafford, who you just love and you think he's the fucking GOAT now, at one point he did not have he didn't have playoff wins. So I'm saying at one point he didn't, but then he did. My point in saying that is, okay, I get it. He's 1-3. He has more to prove in the playoffs. Being 1-3 doesn't mean it's a wrap. Your whole career is over. You can't win anymore. Peyton Manning took fucking 7 years before he finally go over the hump. And that's Peyton Manning. That's my GOAT. That's my favorite quarterback of all time. So my point, and I'm not saying Lamar's Peyton Manning. My point bringing it up is, listen, history tells you certain things. Yes, you got to look at history to use an idea of the future. But in football, man, that doesn't define Lamar Jackson's career. That doesn't define, he's 1-3. He's not going to win. He's never going to go to Super Bowl now. No. This Ravens team has proven that they are the best team. They have a bye week in week 1. They're not even playing this weekend. So they'll play who? The Browns, if the Browns win, or the winner of the Chiefs and Dolphins?
They're going to play the winner of Dolphins-Chiefs.
Well, it depends. If the Browns win and the Chiefs win, they play the Browns. They play the lowest seed.
Yeah, or Miami. Yeah.
They play the lowest seed, so it just depends.
Matt, who right now, if you had to pick your 5 favorites to go to the Super Bowl, 2 of them obviously, but your 5 favorite teams, who are they?
Baltimore, San Francisco, Dallas, Cleveland, Detroit, in that order. And my Super Bowl pick is Detroit and Cleveland.
Really, Detroit? You got a lot of stock in golf, huh?
I do. I love Campbell. I love their offensive line. I really think Goff has got his shit together, and he's the perfect fit for them. I love their backs. The Montgomery Gibbs changeup is outstanding. I hope Laporta's not hurt, but we'll see.
I think he's like 20% available.
Yeah, so that sucks, but it is what it is. I love St. Brown, leader, baller, player. Jameson Williams, the kid from Alabama.
Williams. Yeah.
He's really coming into his own. I think that he's going to be a mainstay for them moving forward. A really great player. So I got a lot of stock in Detroit. I'm not going to lie. I really like them, and I think that they're going. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that in 2023, early 24 is kind of the, Buffalo, Detroit, Cleveland, like those. Franchises that have been around forever that have never won shit. I think one of the 3 is going to get a ring this year. Just something about it.
Huh. Now look. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see.
Debbie, real quick though. When the Ravens win the Super Bowl this year, are you going to eat crow on this show?
Again, you're saying win, like it's a fact. You're saying facts again, right? So when they lose, you're just setting yourself up to get blasted like your CP2 tape.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the smoke.
How about you say, what if they win?
Okay, to soften it up for you, JB. If they win, Are you going to come on the show?
Man,
And are you going to come on the show for 30 minutes and like admit? Because like I need the same energy too. Like when you like if they win, I don't need like a quick little 2 minute like I was wrong. No, I need like I need an hour of this shit because I've been getting hell all season long about the Ravens ain't this, Lamar ain't that. 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3. It's like a song in my head. The Ravens ain't this, Lamar ain't that. They 1-3. So if they win, I need the same energy. I need the same. I need like I need 2 hours long.
Yeah. Why do I come up with energy, Matt? Like I got to come up with energy for this motherfucker defending the Colts. Like this motherfucker's turned into a fanboy for the Ravens, the Colts, fucking. Don't I always give shit to Josh Allen too and say that this motherfucker hasn't won shit either? Haven't I said that about all these other motherfuckers? Like, why do I gotta come up with energy for these motherfuckers? Like,
why are we talking about Josh Allen right now? I didn't pick the Bills to win the Super Bowl. Why are you bringing Josh Allen up for?
What team is your team? See, I've only been a Ram guy because I'm an LA Ram guy. I'm an LA guy.
Just because I think
what team is yours, homie?
Don't ask me no. Don't you ever disrespect me like that. I'm not even gonna answer that. I ain't gonna answer that damn question. Don't ever disrespect me like that. You know where I'm from. You know where I'm from. I ain't never voted about where I'm from.
I gotta bring energy for 7.
Just because the Ravens are the best team. Are you from Detroit now? Are you?
This motherfucker in put this motherfucker Lamar Jackson glasses too, Bailey.
Man, stop. Just because the Ravens are, I'm just a realist, and the Ravens have proven this year that they're the best team, and you don't want to admit it because you don't like fucking Lamar Jackson's style of play because that's not the style of play that you grew up on. You grew up on a 5-step drop back, read the entirety of the defense, stay in the pocket, step up, and the fact that the NFL is different now, and Lamar Jackson is doing things his way. You can't adjust your mindset to his greatness, and now you're just gonna stand by what you stand on, standing on your version of your business, and you don't want to admit that he's great. You don't want to admit the Ravens are the best team, and now he's jumping off the damn screen.
They're good. I think that they're
switch it
on a neutral site. I think that they're the second best team. I think San Francisco gets them in a neutral site game,
and that's fair. I love that.
I understand Baltimore beat them in San Francisco, and then they deserve that win. They beat the shit out of them. I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's a hell of a player. He's done. I personally think he's done a great job this year of kind of acclimating to the pocket and throwing the ball first rather than running. And they've done less, like design runs with Lamar to feed the backs more, the Hill kid, Gus Edwards, so on and so forth. Yeah. I personally think that Baltimore and Lamar, after signing that contract, realized that the longevity here is very important. So I understand that you two got some fucking beef on this bitch, but damn, he's a hell of a player. He's not traditional. You can definitely find ways to tear his game down if you want to, and you can definitely find ways to prop it up if you want to. So he's definitely a spark plug when it comes to banter.
Nah, for sure, man.
Hey, Smitty, break this down. What is this? Is this fucking West Coast or is this triple option, motherfucker? Miss me with your bullshit ass narrative. Hey, Alan, why don't you tell us, Big Smitty, what the fuck kind of coordinator I am? Triple option. Lamar Jackson run shit. Miss me with your bullshit. I can coach it all. Fat, short, skinny, and tall, motherfucker. Anytime you want to get on the board, let's do it. Fucking miss me with your 21 personnel. Lamar Jackson can't win in the NFL doing that. Miss me.
Hey, I guess time will tell, won't it? I guess we shall see very soon, won't we?
Hey, college football, homie. This the NFL, motherfucker. Shit. He's 1-3 because this motherfucking ass can't run coverage, read a coverage. Miss me with your bullshit. This is a motherfucker throwing motion in the NFL, man.
Now watch this, man.
I don't necessarily agree with you on this one, JB, bro. Like he's pretty fucking good, this kid.
Hey, Matt, here he is in the playoffs, though. This is really.
I've watched him go on the road and beat the number 1 seed in Tennessee. Like he's had a lot of success in the playoffs too. Just You know, he'll 1-3, maybe 2-3. He could be 500 by the division.
That's what I'm saying. Just because you start one way doesn't mean that's who you're going to be. Like you're talking like, oh, he's 1-3, it's over. Like I don't understand that.
Twice before, homie, have great records and going as a 1 seed.
This is the best team he's had, though. This is the best team he's had. We'll see. Listen, listen. The great thing about this, JV, the great thing about this, very soon we ain't even got to argue about this shit because the field gonna talk, them pads gonna talk, and that's what we gonna come on this show and we gonna see. But Lamar did such a hell of a job this year, JB, that we're not even gonna see them play this week because they got something called a bye. That means you're the best fucking team in the league. I mean, you earned a bye. So we gotta wait another week to watch them play. So we gonna see. You mean to tell me real quick? And we haven't went over our picks yet. But let's say the Dolphins beat the Chiefs, which I think could honestly happen. But I know it's gonna be freezing cold and they lost guys, so we'll see. But just for shits and giggles, let's say Dolphins do beat the Chiefs because the Chiefs have not been that great this year either. That means the Ravens will play the Dolphins. Are you are you just so confident? Now you think the Dolphins will beat the Ravens? Does anybody really believe that? No, let's be honest. So all right, so all the Ravens will have to do is win one game, and they're in the AFC Championship. Can we at least agree that we feel pretty damn confident that they can, at bare minimum, get to the AFC Championship game? One game.
Shit, they only have to win one, so the 1 seed.
Matt, we gotta go, Matt. But can you please let him know, like Eric Weddle tried to let him know, the NFL playoffs, things change. Of course. This isn't gonna be a straight up 5-technique crash. Lamar pulls the ball. It's gonna be a 5-technique crash, and the wheel back are tipsy turvy, and they run an exchange. And now the tight end don't know who to block. And then Lamar has a guy in his face. And then they fire zone and drop the defensive end into coverage. And then he's holding his dick in his hand. The playoffs change, McSmitty. These NFL DCs change. The book is out. Why do you think he struggles in the playoffs compared to the MVP type of regular season? There's a reason, homie. Why is Jalen Hurts better in the regular season? Things change. They have a book out there. They're going to make you do something that you're not comfortable.
Don't compare Hurts to Lamar, please.
Jalen Hurts just made the Super Bowl. I mean,
I know. I'm just saying this. I'm talking about this year. I'm talking about this year. Now that the book has been out, I said they're going to make him do things he's uncomfortable doing.
Yeah, but you just specifically were talking about the playoffs and then changed it to the regular season. Which one is it?
No, I said when the book comes out on a guy that's played for years, for a year or two now, the book changes people's things and they make you do things you're uncomfortable doing. There's a reason Lamar struggles in the playoffs versus a regular season. There is a regular season book and there's a playoff book.
We'll see.
Lamar's struggle is what? Throwing the football on time. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to make him throw the ball. Instead of be a runner, they're going to make him throw the ball. That's where he struggled and why he's 1-3. Now, can he change
who do you think Baltimore's going to get?
By doing what he has to do, yeah.
Who do you think Baltimore's going to get?
I don't know if Miami can beat them in 18-degree weather. I don't think Miami can beat KC in minus 18-degree weather. That's my only issue.
Right.
Other than that.
So probably the Browns then, right?
They don't want to play the Browns, though. I'm going to tell you right now. They do not want to play Cleveland.
Yeah. No, they don't. No, and I'll admit that Browns is, I think, will be like the scariest team for the Ravens, I believe. Just with that defense, divisional opponent, Flacco going against his old team. I do think that's a very interesting game. I'll be honest with that.
Pittsburgh, Miami, or Cleveland. Yeah.
The Bears announced they're bringing back Eberflus. I believe that's a great call. I think he's done a good job. Matt, much love. We'll be on your show. Everybody out there, make sure you listen. Smitty and I are going to go combo Matt. What? Pause. We're going to go straight as a combination duo. We're going to go straight to Matt's show right after our show.
He made combo block.
Hey, Matt, so you got to get your show ready because as soon as our show ends, we coming on because Smitty got to go to Fox right at about 9:25.
Cool. No problem.
All right, Matt, we'll see you in a minute.
Peace, bitches.
Peace, ho.
All right, Smitty, I got to take a piss like a Russian racehorse.
All right.
And you need a breather. You got, you get cooked.
I'm good, man. This Lamar thing is so funny. I don't pray to God for like teams to win, but I almost want to like pray because it's gonna be so funny, man. Like, and I'm open to make a bet too. If you're like that, I know for a fact the Rams are going to the Super Bowl.
You want to pray more than us getting the studio and blowing this up. That I eat crow over
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson. That is the definition of a hater.
No, JB, I'm petty. I'm not gonna lie. One thing about me, I am petty.
Hater? You talking about being a hater?
Nah, I'm not hating on you. You're hating on the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. So
I'm just telling you the truth.
I just want you to come on this show and just like, oh my, like fans who watching the show right now. I know you guys love JB. I love JB. But close your eyes real quick. Just imagine this: the Ravens win the Super Bowl. We come on this show that following day, and JB's on here, and we got an hour straight of having 2 hours straight of just having to talk about the game and how Lamar threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 2, 5 total, Super Bowl MVP of the regular season. Just imagine like what that show would be like, the energy, my smile the entire show. Imagine like that would be the best, highest rated show we would have. I would control the thumbnail that day. I wouldn't even ask for your recommendation. I would control that side of it and send it to our guy Joe Baker. JB would be on this show with nothing to say. Nothing to say. And I know you gonna try to make something up. Lamar didn't even play that good Super Bowl. He only had to. Once you get that ring, zip it. Because ain't nothing else you say. You the leader, you win Super Bowl MVP, you got a ring, nothing. So that's why I'm just petty that way, JB. I think about the future, and I know how great this show would be.
Hey, shout out to Patrick Queen carrying that defense, possibly carrying this Ravens team.
Him and Roquan Smith. Don't forget about Roquan.
To a Super Bowl. Shout out to that defense that's possibly going to carry this Lamar Jackson-led team. Let's take a break, Smitty. I got to take a piss and get me coffee, man, to deal with you on this show. We got a lot to dive into. Draymond Green, we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into the best fit for Browning. What does Flacco do next year? Pete Carroll returning, and I can't wait to dive into this one because it's going to go right back to the Ja Morant thing. Ben Simmons, I can't wait to get your take. I'm pretty sure you're on my side on Ben Simmons, but again, to the point of yesterday, got to be something that changes. There's no way that the Brooklyn Nets should be suffering the way they are with this motherfucker. Don't miss the pound the like button. The best show on planet Earth, motherfucker. I'm cooking Smitty today. Take us away, 4 minutes away.
I think everything going on with Zach this year, I've had dogs my whole life. My first dog that I really had was a golden retriever when I was in 9th or 10th grade. And that dog I had till I was like 30. So I just became a big golden retriever pet owner just because, everybody gets into a certain breed or a certain kind of dog. And for me, having kids and things like that, they just kind of became family members. And so I've had them for, over 30 or 40 years now. And I've always done more than one. I see you have a couple yourself. I just think it's cool when they have a companion, and so I think it helps them out and it keeps them, their spirit up. And so, yeah, I've always been a dog person. This year, I just decided to take Ben out with me, not for the intention of social media or anything like that, but just kind of having my guy with me. And I did it the first time out to Seattle for Oregon, Washington. And these NFL stadiums on Thursday nights, it's funny. I took him on a Thursday night with me because I do the whole week. I leave on Wednesday. I leave today, and then I'm gone till Sunday. So I took him to Thursday, and I brought him into our meeting, a big production meeting in this hotel. And Al Michaels was kind of not a bit, I could tell right away he wasn't a big dog guy. And so Ben just kind of walks around. And when he got over to Al to say hi, Al was just kind of like, so I kind of sensed that, but Al didn't say anything. So I went over and I got him, brought Ben back over. And then after that, the next week, I was like, where's Ben? And I was like, I just thought you didn't want him in the meeting. And he goes, oh, you kidding me? You need to go get him. So I went back up to the room, brought him down. And so from that point on, Al was more intrigued by Ben than anybody. And you know how dogs are, right? Like their personality, they just kind of get around people and kind of do it in their own way. So Al's come full circle on hanging out with him. And so, yeah, I did it that first time. And I just realized how much he impacts everybody that he came in contact with and just started bringing him every single week from that point.
If I took Lamar out of Baltimore, I think Lamar is still a playoff team with that defense. I think Baltimore is a playoff team with that defense and the running game without Lamar. If I took Matthew Stafford out of LA, that team is a 2-win team.
I agree with that.
They are possibly on a run and a collision course to playing in the Super Bowl.
We're reaching on that.
Putting on the record right now that the Rams are a team that no one wants to play. By the way, the Rams beat who? The Browns, who beat the Ravens. The Rams should have beat Baltimore in Baltimore. They got jobbed on a punt block in the back. Or they beat Baltimore, by the way, and have won 7 in a row if they beat that Baltimore team, by the way, that no one's talking about how good this Rams team's playing. Matthew Stafford is the hands-down best quarterback in the NFL. Let's just be honest. It's not even close. Now, if you know quarterback in football, if you say that someone else is out there throwing the football better than Matthew Stafford, then you're just blind.
Josh Allen, I can argue, is all I'm saying.
Josh has had a lot of up and down. He's more up and down than the Dow Jones, Mike Cal would say.
Most turnovers in football. I love Josh Allen and all that. He has the most turnovers in football, which leads to early exits in playoffs.
But, Coach, look, I'm with you about Stafford. He is conducting surgery, the stuff he's doing at the top of the pocket. But, again, today's game, there's a lot of quarterbacks where it is a +1. The legs and your ability to move the chains with the run game, and you're threatening the run game, threatening the mesh point.
Not on that Ram team, though.
I'm with you, but again, I don't.
Clap it up for JB. Roasting this morning. Being back first. Hardest worker on the show. The first one back on the show. The last one up on the show. The one cooking. Oh, what, Smitty?
I see you on here lying. Y'all know me. All I do is spit facts. Got me a little lemonade this morning, y'all. A little purple lemonade, alkaline water, lemon, sugar cane juice, aloe vera, vegan probiotic. Get that stomach right. Butterfly pea flour. Come on now. Shout out to Vita Juice. We eating good. Woo!
Does my mic sound low? My mic sound low to you?
Nah, it sound cool. Do your chain hang low? Do it.
Oh, by the way, cool is a word that we use in the hood that nobody really know what it means. It could be like average. Cool is cool. Cool ain't really like, hell yeah, your shit is tight, dog. Like cool is like shitty almost most of the time, to be real.
It depends the tone and how you say it though. Like
you just said it like it's shitty.
Yeah, I mean, I did say it like that. I just like it's just cool though. Like it ain't like, oh, it's the best mic sound ever. But it ain't shitty. It's just cool.
I got any ladies in the chat, please stand up. Any ladies in the chat?
We ain't got no ladies no more. Like all the ladies in Discord, they don't talk no more. What did you say? What did you do?
Nothing.
I did see Lucy. She posted a video of us though online on Instagram. So shout out to Lucy. But other than Lucy, I ain't really seeing it. Look, I see all dudes. It's a meat fest in the chat. Joe Accord, Rhyme, Static Major, Daniel Cap, TJ, Mill, MP. I thought
you brought all the hoes. You have it.
You ran them away.
Motherfucker, if you ever say
shut up, just stop, JB. Stop. We're not getting suspended again. I'm not getting suspended again. We need this money.
All right, then.
Hold on. Hey, shout out to K-Dub. Okay, Kelsey.
Kelsey, what up, Kelsey? I love a new woman in the house. Kelsey, you're the woman right now. I'm sorry to blast you out right here, but I got to ask you a series of questions, and I need your honest opinion on this, Kelsey W. Ladies, this is for the ladies. One of these things have to go. Just one. Crab legs. Hot wings. Dick. Wigs. Eyelashes. Good head. Or liquor. Which one goes? All the ladies in the house. Kelsey been here. Smitty made me add a picture, remember? Okay, yeah. That's right, Kelsey. Kelsey, very beautiful woman. Is that your man? I hope not.
Is that your man or is that your brother?
Is that your brother? I hope. If it's your man, then it's
We'll just confirm because the answer will dictate our comments the rest of the show. So we need to know if that's who that is, and we'll definitely respect. All right. Magali XMR. Easy. I don't do. That's what I'm saying. See, it's the white woman. White women don't really. Well, white women do lashes sometimes. They don't really do wigs as much though. So that's why once you threw that out there, I knew they were gonna say wigs and lashes.
Hold on, though.
You should have made your list more minute. You should have made a four.
No. I knew you were gonna say this. I'm always ahead of the game. Got a lot of black women responses for us.
Mm-hmm.
The Miss Shannon said, everything on this list can go.
Now that's a black woman answer right there.
Ashley says, dick. It always comes with more than just dick. All right. Agree to disagree.
You're right.
There's a lot of. I'm gonna give you some more black comments. Hold on, black women comments right here. God damn, how do I see?
Pop up gear.
There we go. Man, damn, I don't know how to hit the comments no more.
Damn, you old as hell. Yeah, where my phone at? Left my phone the other. I can grab my phone real quick.
Yeah, your girl got it. And she looking up your shit. Oh shit. Jamil Hill is unbelievable, dog. She's such a fucking joke. Anyway, all right.
Y'all didn't lose Smitty. You don't never lose Smitty. Smitty always here. I see everything. I hear everything. Mike Bagley.
I was hoping there's more women in here, but there's not. So
we got Kelsey.
Question. I ain't heard not one of them say dick, except for the one that said everything.
Yeah, we got one woman in here. That's crazy.
Lucy was in here earlier. She probably worked. She worked though at the time. She usually tries to get in here. Trying to retweet all these tweets. Retweet those tweets for us. All you guys out there on Twitter, retweet them for us.
I'm about to bring my gray sweats back out. Probably that's probably gonna be the answer to get the ladies back in here.
Me too.
Nah, you. That's gonna probably push them away. What we got next, though, Jay? What we got next, man?
Your gray sweats is inverted.
I'm a brother. You know how we look. My look. Just hang down this whole little. Just...
That's not true. That's not true for everything.
Yeah, but for them, nothing is everything. Everything is nothing. But like for the most part, it is. Shout out to my brother Fred Lane, man. I was like, pull him back up. That's a good brother. You can just tell by his picture. That's a good brother. Fred Lane. That's a good dude, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Been through a few trial tribulations when he was younger, but like persevered, man. Went to school, got an associate's degree, and just worked his ass off. Just, customer service, retail, became a manager, got a good guy, raised his kid right. That's a good brother. Shout out to Fred Lane. Oh, shoot. This is a troll.
Hey, Kelsey Dub, much love to your husband. Much love.
Oh yeah, no, shout out to you. See, Kelsey, that's why I asked you. I'm a married man. Don't disrespect my wife, so I ain't gonna disrespect your husband. Shout out to him, man. He did a hell of a job. You slung a great woman. Shout out to your guy.
Hey, anyway, we got a lot going on here, man, on this fine morning, Kelsey. Shout out to being the woman in the house today. All right, Big Smitty. Let's dive into some shit real quick. First of all, I want to ask you about this John Gruden to the Saints. It's crazy. He's coaching again. It's funny that we just pass
everything.
Yeah, we just pass up shit and hire motherfucking recyclable cats.
It's crazy. It's like, okay, if you just hide them for 2-3 years.
I've been hitting for 4 years.
Right. It's like, right, you should be back now. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like they think we forgot about the shit that happened with Gruden.
I didn't do no racist shit. I didn't do
no emails leaked.
I didn't do shit. I'm like, damn, emails. All right, I got to dive into this story for you real quick. The first one, the New York Giants drama. We got giant drama in New York. Brian Daboll has drama with DC, Mark Winkendell, Wink, they call him, stormed out and said he hasn't resigned, but he said he's angry that Daboll fired his good friends on the staff, outside linebacker coach Drew Wilkins and defensive assistant Kevin Wilkins, brothers. Both had come over with Martindale from Baltimore, by the way. That was his staff that he was allowed to bring over with Daboll. And but it is what it is. But here's the thing. They got into it all year long from what I've heard, even last year. So I got to ask you, what's your take on this? And it's interesting because I want to get your take before I take my make a right or a left here on this whole situation.
No, for sure, man. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things for the most part from Brian Daboll as far as being a good head coach. I know some guys who have played for him, you know what I'm saying, who they praise him. They say he's a good guy, good coach, knows football, knows the game. But to me, this is just a sign of poor leadership. Like when you're the top guy and your assistants, especially a guy who's like the D coordinator, so he's not just an assistant, he's next in line, so to speak. And you guys are just butting heads all year long, and you're the one who hired him. I think it's two-sided. One, D coordinator, you got to chill a little bit. Again, it's okay to disagree, but it's a tiered system. This is the head coach. You shouldn't be in the news ways all year long and because you're having issues, number one. But number two, though, I also believe it's just that's a sign of poor leadership. A good leader, you're not going to hear that type of noise. You don't hear that type of noise in the Steelers locker room. You don't hear that type of noise in the Chiefs locker room. You didn't really hear that with the Patriots with Bill Belichick. When you have a true good leader, you just don't. That stuff doesn't get out. I'm sure every coaching staff has arguments and disagreements. I'm not crazy, but that stuff stays in house. It gets resolved and they move on. Like you said to start this whole thing, we've been hearing this noise all year long. And if this latest news is true, and this guy has just resigned and packed his bags and left, it's like that's crazy. I've never that would be some of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life.
I'm gonna side with Brian Daboll, and here's why. We really quickly forget that did Wink hire himself in New York, or did somebody hire him named Brian Daboll?
There you go.
Did Brian Daboll give this man an opportunity after the Ravens had fired him or not? Did Brian Daboll say, okay, I will let you bring two of your assistants to help your defensive staff since you're comfortable with them, but guess what? I guarantee Brian Daboll said, if it doesn't work, I'm as the head coach CEO of this operation, because guess what, Wink? You don't get fired, and the wins and losses don't go on your motherfucking name. They go on my name, and I get fired. And guess what? I also have the New York media to deal with this Daniel Jones situation. So I, as the head coach, have a million other things. I don't got time to hear you bitching and moaning as an assistant coach and a D coordinator who I brought in here and hired and gave you an opportunity. You ungrateful motherfucker. That is where I'm at, because the head coach understands something. As an assistant, I've given you an opportunity. And you know what your number one job now becomes?
Support me.
Protect the head coach.
Yeah.
And that is what I gave you. And goddamn, I hope you cut that, Bailey, because we need to send that to all the coaches out there, all the CEOs and managers out there. Because at the end of the day, it ain't a personal thing. But if there is no pecking order and we got too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, we're not going to win. There needs to be A, here is your duties. B, this is who works for me. C, and it's not me. It's not my motto in my staff, and it was in my staff room, Big Smitty. It ain't about me. It's about us.
Right.
It is about us. But it seems as Wink has made it about him.
Right.
And just because your homies who I brought got hired, and I will fire them if they. What if Daboll thinks that these two brothers are backstabbing him? What if he's not feeling it? What if there's some other underlying things we don't know? It's hard to sit in this seat, Big Smitty. It's very easy to critique us, but it's very hard to sit in it and do it and then manage it. Make hard decisions that's going to get critiqued, especially in the New York media market, number one media market in the world. LA is number 2. Just imagine that what you have to deal with. So I'm on Dabo's side on this. I think it's bad business for Wink to go out there because I've heard stories about that man out there. And that's from good friends of mine that's coached with him. I think he's a great D coordinator, but there's a reason Harbaugh got rid of him.
Yeah.
So just be careful. Let's be serious. Let's be real here. Like, this is a real thing. And know your role, dog. Listen, you can be an alpha male DC, which you are, Wink. But understand, there's still protocol, and we know the head coach who hired you is an alpha as well, and Brian Daboll. He's fiery, gets after it. Those type of meshes either work very good and well and successful, or they blow up.
Right.
And it's not really, his fault, your fault, my fault. It's a matter of protocol and understanding your lane. Wink, you may be a head coach, and you're going to sit there and face this very same thing. And guess what? Can't wait for you to have to deal with it. And now you'll be like, damn, hey, Brian, apologize, dog. I was a fucking idiot. I didn't really get how this head coach thing worked. I've seen it. So, anyway, that's my take. And I get your take, too. It's just very intriguing one to say that people really haven't sat in that seat. They're like, oh, I see all the media people. I'm like, it's actually bad luck for Wink to put that out there. Because they didn't put it out there. That's kind of Stephen A's take on Steph Curry, which we'll segue into with this Draymond Green thing, saying it's Steph Curry's fault as the leader.
Yep.
Kind of just said the same thing about Brian Daboll, and I'm sitting there like, well, is it Steph Curry's fault or is it Draymond Green's fault? Is it Daboll's fault or is it Wink's fault? Is it who leaked the fault? Like, the Warriors have an issue here. Didn't they film somebody from the fucking rafters film Draymond socking this dude in the face
and sold it
out? Nobody knew where it came from and all that old shit.
Yep.
Seems like the Warriors have more issues than we all know. I'm gonna keep it real and throw that out there. I don't know how you blame Steph. I think because but I do understand the reasoning. I understand the role.
You're the leader. Good and bad, it falls on you. Even if it's
you and I hard as hell on LeBron. You and I and LeBron gets a lot of fucking heat, fair or unfair.
Everything he do, he gets blamed. I remember I go back to college football, and you'll be able to relate to this. So going to my senior season, during the spring, we have spring workouts or whatever, winter workouts, spring workouts, whatever. And my strength coach would split us up into different teams, and he would have a captain for each team. So you were responsible for your 10 guys or whatever on your team, meaning if one of those guys missed class, late to a workout or whatever, you as a captain, that will fall on you. So we had a guy who I think it was a class thing. It was a class, and then he was late to work. It was like a couple things. So we had Dawn Patrol, which had to get up at 5:30 in the morning, me and my entire team, and we had to go push sleds across the field 1,000 yards because of somebody on my team. Not because I didn't do anything at all. I did everything right. I was there on time. I was leading my guys. I do all that. But since somebody on my team messed up, I had to face it. And I used to hate those situations. But it just comes with the territory. If you're the leader, you're the captain, that's what happens. So I think that's what Stephen A is saying. It's not like literally Steph's fault. He can't babysit Draymond. He can't go with him every day. And Draymond, make sure you watch your temper and you don't hit anyone in the balls today or kick someone or choke someone or punch someone. Of course, but at the end of the day, you're the face. And like you said, we give LeBron hell for everything. So if you're going to put Steph in that type of category, that level, it has to be the same thing. But ultimately, though, JB, we got to blame the actual guy, though. Draymond's a grown-ass man. He's a veteran, multiple-time champion, probably a future Hall of Famer. Get your shit together, bro.
That's what Draymond had to say, by the way, Big Smith.
Yeah, let's hear it.
To remove that. I'm very confident I can remove the antics. And I'm very confident if I do remove the antics, no one's worried about how I play the game of basketball. Nobody's worried about how I carry myself in the game of basketball, but it's the antics. So that's my focus. It's not on changing who I am completely. Like, you don't change the spots on a leopard. Like, it's just not going to happen, and I'm not going to try to set some unrealistic expectation. It's the antics that can go, and I've made a commitment to do things to make sure that those don't creep in. As far as this team goes, definitely affected this team in a negative way. It can be repaired. Like, we're still, 36 games into an 82-game season? There's a chance to make it right, and that's my goal, and that's my focus. And I think in doing that, it helps Steph, it helps all of us.
Blah, blah, blah.
That sounds good. Listen, I've been a Draymond fan too. People know I've loved Draymond for a while because he kind of reminds me of like the underdog in a sense. And I always see myself as that guy. He's kind of that positionless player. He's kind of undersized to be a true power forward, not athletic enough to be like a shooting guard. Can't really shoot that good anyway. Can't really. But when you know basketball and you watch him play, and we've agreed on this. He's been like the catalyst of those championship teams and just the hustle, the grit, and him just being so smart defensively. Like I've always loved him on the court, but it's gotten out of hand where it's like, bro, you shouldn't have to like go to classes or do yoga or whatever he's been doing in order for you to just be a mature man and not do these tactics. Like we don't have a problem with you playing fiery and playing tough and being the guy that defends your teammates. Every great team needs that guy. Every great team needs that Dennis Rodman, that enforcer. You know what I'm saying? But it's a difference between being an enforcer and just making dumb decisions and flailing your arms and hitting people in the face and kicking people in the nuts. And those are things where it's almost like once he gets emotional, he can't manage it. Once he gets excited and hyped during a game, whatever comes to his mind to do in that moment, it just happens. And I don't know if you can really change that because it's not like, I don't know if he's like giving it. It's not like he's going on the court pregame. Like, all right, man, in the second quarter, I'm going to hit this dude in his face. Third quarter, I'm going to kick this dude in the balls. Now I'm going to elbow this dude. Nah, it's happening like boom, boom. Like he's just mad, bad call. The guy's leaning on him, whatever the case may be. And he makes a split decision that costs his team and costs himself. How do you actually change that when that's just who you are? And that's who you've been. So, listen, I'm wishing him the best. I want it to be better, and I think the first few games he's gonna be real timid and really being very careful. But I want to see like 15 games down, like 20 games in, once people kind of forget about all the suspicion and stuff like that. Which Draymond are we going to see? So that's where I'm at.
I don't know. I don't care either. He has a lot of feminine energy, a lot of female tendencies, in my opinion. To be honest, you either own it or you change it. Like, own who you are or say, you know what, change it. There's a take out there, though, that he had, and he did it. Adam Silver begged him, apparently, to not retire. And Draymond went in there and was like, I can't handle it no more, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, you can't handle what? You make $100 million a year or $100 million. You got generational wealth. You've had 4 national championship rings. You're one of the most recognizable faces in basketball in the world, and you can't handle it? Like, what are we doing?
Throughout this process that really hurt me, I turned on the TV screen and Stephen A. was like, Steph is a bad leader.
What about Steph Curry? You are the leader. If this were a teammate of LeBron James, we'd be asking LeBron, what you gonna do about it?
Because Draymond did X. It pissed me off, but it crushed me.
That ain't the video.
Yeah, that was him reacting to the Stephen A. There's another, I don't know if it was a clip or I know exactly what you're talking about, though. I've seen the quote. He basically was saying that, Adam Silver had to beg him not to retire. That's crazy. Like, what?
But, it was all about me. Like, that's how I took it. Oh, it's all about me. He begged me to stay in the league. Like, I got, y'all call cringe vibes. I got cringe vibes, dog. Like, homie, man up.
To me, it's like a pity party. It's like you're asking for like
conversation with Adam here we go. Silver, commissioner of our league. I just told him, Adam, it's too much for me. Like, this is too much. It's all becoming too much for me. And I'm going to retire. And Adam said, you're making a very rash decision. And I won't let you do that. We had a long, great conversation, very helpful to me, very thankful. to play in a league with a commissioner like Adam, who's more.
He's playing. He's being a company man right now because he's on hot water. He's on thin ice. I'll say that. So here now, of course, you're gonna praise Adam. You're gonna say how great he is. And NBA players, this is a quick side note. They always try to talk about how amazing Adam Silver is and how amazing it is to be playing for the NBA commissioner who cares about him. It's like they're always taking subliminal shots at the NFL. But I digress. Listen, you saying you're gonna retire, to me, bro, I just feel like it's like you're trying to be like a victim, and you actually did this. Like, how you gonna be a victim when you are the call? No one's telling you to do these antics. You're doing it, So saying I'm gonna retire and having this pity part, and like you said, tired of what? Tired of your own actions, or tired of getting technical fouls because of your tired of being held accountable? I need more context on what he means. Like I said, man, I'm really not trying to diss Draymond because I've been a long time Draymond Green fan. It's noted, it's documented. I like how he plays on the court, but I just feel these antics, especially as of late, the last couple of years, has went to another level. He's always done little stuff, but now he's choking Rudy Gobert out, knocking out his teammate, backhanding people. I'm like, bro, all right, is something going on at home? It's something that's what I'm thinking. It might be something going on at the crib or something that has this man spazzing out. So we'll see though, JB. We'll see. And shout out to was that Maya. I guess we got another woman in here in the chat, man. Shout out to Maya. We got two of them in here. See, as soon as I bring it up,
Somebody gifted her a membership.
Oh,
Jeremiah. Shout out to Jeremiah for gifting members lately.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Oh, I be seeing the little gifts. I never know what that meant. Gifted 5 to show. Oh, shout out to Jeremiah. Okay, Jeremiah. Let me see. Oh, I see. We gonna talk offline about this, Jeremiah. I know what you're doing, but I ain't gonna call you out. Hey, good move though, player. I respect you. I respect it. Hey, I respect it, soldier.
Who you talking to, Us? Let me know. And put a real picture up so I know you're not a Fafa and you're a real Uso. All right, let's break this down real quick.
I don't know what a Fafa is.
I'll tell you after. Josh, let them know what a Fafa is. All right, real quick.
Can I say it? Was it is it right? Okay, cool. All right. But why can't you say it though? That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. What's all?
It's
Don't say it.
No, but I'm letting you guys know what it is. It's why we say pause.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right. Move on.
Hey, Oos. He not no Oos. He not talking to me either. You a Fafa, you talking to me. All right, let's break this down. Cause y'all are soft, homie. What are you talking about? Shit. You want me to bring some OG Usos on the show, motherfucker? Probably your daddy's fucking daddy? I will. Motherfucker, remember who I am and who I got in my corner, motherfucker. Don't get it twisted. All right, let's break down something real quick. The Usos know who JB is. All right. The Lakers Raptors had a game last night. And play the clip, big failure of this Russian coach we got in
as well. How's possible is Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible? How are you going to explain that to me? They had to win tonight? If that's the case, just let us know so we don't show up for the game. Just give them a win. But that was not fair tonight. And this is not happening first time for us. Scotty Barnes is going to be all-star. He's going to be the face of this league. And what's happening over here during whole season, I've been holding it back. It's a complete crap.
Coach, do you feel like you're getting any explanations at all? That offensive foul, did you see, get any explanation? No, there is no explanation. They just come up there, they review and they see what they want to see.
They don't want to hear us, what we got to say. They don't want to hear the players. They don't just want to protect us. Over again, they got 36 free throws, 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? How are we gonna supposed to play?
Is this a one-off, or do you feel?
I think it's safe to say that he's pissed.
Hey, Bailey, I just emailed you a picture. Can you pull it up when you get time?
Spazzed out, man.
Hey, dog.
He love his job, though. I will say that. The man love it. You know what I mean? I can respect he's passionate. I do respect that.
I'm glad we allow other countries' people to come into this country and do their thing. And then yet we get called a lot of things as a bad country and shit. Is there an American over there in Russia coaching that I don't know about?
I'm not sure. I mean, we definitely got our players in like other countries hooping, but I don't know if we got coaches or not. I'm not sure.
Like we touch on all things on this show. Like we try to avoid certain things, obviously, that put us on timeout, so we don't say too much. But in New York, Smitty, which is something that bugs me all night since I've heard this. A buddy of mine coaches New York hoops in high school. In New York and New Jersey, dog, they suspended high school to put a bunch of immigrants in the gym. And they had like 100 buses roll up, and they put a bunch of cats in the gym and suspended high school. So kids can't go to school. Our American kids cannot go to school, and the kids can't play their sport, and they had to go to virtual class. And we're giving them free health care. Do you have health care? Do you have free health care?
Well, I got health insurance through my job. It ain't necessarily free. You know, your checks come and some of your money come out, so you're technically paying for it. I just don't think about it.
They're getting free health care, homie. They're getting an ID and a cell phone that allows them to vote. It's an election year, Smitty. I'm not into politics like that deep. I just kind of have my beliefs. I'm an independent thinker. I'm right down the middle. I'm not red or blue, right or left. But, like, if I'm a parent of one of those kids that got booted out of that school, I'm hot. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm pissed off. I'm hot, and I don't understand what our government's doing right now. I really don't.
So just for clarity, so that school, like they're done for the year, or is it like a temporary 2-week thing?
Don't know, but you know what?
Crazy.
You know why they're in the gym, right?
They're sleeping there, right? I'm assuming.
Why, though?
No, I don't. Why?
Because the hotels are full of them.
Oh.
To capacity. So our hotels are so full of them, they have to go to gyms. Damn. What stops them from coming knocking at your door next?
Staying at your house, JB, on your couch, in your living room.
Good luck.
In the backyard.
Good. Hey, dog, ask Weddle. Very crazy shit happened last week in San Diego. Not far from his house. A bunch of immigrants that crossed the border in southern Arizona came over into San Diego. These motherfuckers chopped down a cat's trees in his backyard and started cutting them up for firewood and was sleeping in a dude's backyard.
No way. That's crazy.
I'm just telling you, dog. I'm just telling you. I ain't gonna say nothing to get suspended, but
yeah, I know what you would do. I know. You ain't got to say it.
Questions.
You ain't got to say it.
and Hector's in New Jersey and New York. He's from there. He lives there, and he's like, dog, they're everywhere.
Damn, that's weird. It's interesting. That's not in a location where I would just think that they would all be. Like, you would think that would be mostly out here. You know, we're right by the border. Oh, that's crazy. That's just, I don't know. I'm almost speechless almost. Coming to our door again.
That's what I'm saying. And we'll stay speechless, but it's unbelievable. I'm not gonna stay silent on this whole thing because it's gonna come to our door, and that's what I'm saying. You
gotta speak on it.
Strap up. Get you a couple pit bulls. Strap up, and they better come deeper than what I got in my closet.
That's gonna be John Wick in this book.
Where's the Fafa at? Where's the Fafa with Tua's picture? Where you at?
He said where he at? You gotta scroll up.
Hey, Fafa, you got a picture like this?
That's a legendary picture right there.
You got a picture like this? You don't even know who these people are. The guy with the hat in the middle, that's the head coach of BYU. But the main cat in this picture is to the left with the black hat on between the brother and the bigger Uso right there, the shorter, fatter kid guy who's a good friend of mine. Hey, Tua, you got a picture like this, homie? Get your fafa ass out of here, motherfucker. You better check my credentials around this motherfucker. Better pay some goddamn homage to your elders, motherfucker. All right, let's break this down real quick. I got to get into this one. I got to dive into this one. Ben Simmons. This motherfucker's played 6 games, homie. 6 games, Smitty. I got to get, it's not your excuse. I don't want to get your excuse. I got to get your take on this because we just mentioned this shit yesterday.
Right.
About somebody has to be some leeway and some give or take regarding contracts. This guy has missed fucking 153 games.
It's time for him to get retired. He needs to retire, get booted out the league or something. He don't play.
He don't look too goddamn worried about anything.
He chilling.
Does he?
He don't. That man chilling. He relaxed. That's what it looked like to me.
I mean, come on, man. What's really cracking here?
Man, listen, I don't know. At the end of the day, this guy, even from college, we knew how great of a talent he was. He's getting comparisons to LeBron because it's his style of play. But people were always concerned about his mentality. Is he too soft? He would pick and choose games to hoop. He didn't go to school. He just came off as lazy too. Even in college, that was like the narrative. If you go back and look at the scouting report. And now that you're seeing, all this going on now, it's not really a big surprise. If you really know the foundation of him coming out of LSU and what the rumors were then. So
you're saying allow it? Fuck it.
No, I'm not saying allow. The guy, he's a prime example. He's like a little bit of an outlier because he just does not play. And with this whole mental health little era that we're in, he utilized that to a T. And since we're
when is enough? I guess my question to you: when is enough? Because
I guess it's up to the organization, I guess, and the team. I guess.
Remember this take. Not to cut you off.
No, you good. You good.
Do it for one, you got to do it for all. And you're setting a precedent by doing it for Kawhi for the load management. And then you got the job issue where you suspended him really for a couple games, then 25, and then you don't really even hit his pockets for nothing major. And then you do it for all these other dudes in the same regard. And then we're doing the NFL, we're doing the NBA, we're paying guys. They don't even play. Deshaun Watson didn't even fucking play really last year, and he hasn't really played this year. We're paying guys like crazy. We're hurting the other guys on this roster that you advocate for that should be getting paid that can't be paid because of certain shitbird cancers. And I'm just saying, this is a prime example. When is enough enough? How do we cut bait? When do we cut bait? And when do we set a precedent, a new precedent on coaching it instead of allowing it? Because we're allowing it now, and this is going to be the next guy too, dog. The next guy's going to do this too, bro. Why not? You're getting paid for sitting around.
Nah, I hear you. And I don't know the Ben Simmons situation. I don't know if he has like a lingering injury going on or whatever, but at some point it's like, all right, bro, like you're here to play. So if you're just constantly hurt or if you're constantly going through mental health or constantly something, as a team, as an organization, you got to just move on. But obviously they're seeing enough talent or whatever to where they're like, man, yeah, he barely plays, but when he does play, there's something there. And I don't know, man. It's just talent. What I've learned in these professional leagues, if you're a talented cat, you get chance after chance after chance. It don't matter if you got DUIs, you got, domestic violence cases, you got whatever. When you're a real talented player in NFL or NBA, they give you chance after chance after chance because of who you are. You know what I'm saying? And what your potential could be. But with Ben Simmons specifically, I don't fully understand. I mean, he had a good career with Philly. I know it ended kind of bad because of that playoff run or playoff game where he passed the ball instead of just shooting it. And ever since then, he's just kind of been on a downward spiral. But when he was with Philly, he was good. He's averaged 16 and like 12.
That's not the problem. He wouldn't be in the league.
But I'm saying he played with Philly. He actually was playing and everyone in the playoffs. After you remember that game I'm talking about where he passed the ball instead of shooting the layup and everybody was on him? Since that moment, he's like barely played. I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me, honestly.
I don't get why we keep paying guys like this, though. Because if we keep doing it, they're going to keep doing it. I just don't get it. I want to know when enough is enough. And why haven't the peers? Why haven't, I know KD and them said a little bit, but like, man, this motherfucker, like, when is somebody really going to come out and be like, man, this motherfucker is wasting our goddamn money on this bench. He don't even play. Why is he here? He don't practice. He don't give us a look. He don't defend. He's scared to shoot the ball. Like, what is he good for?
Yeah, but players will never do that because it's a player-driven league. Players got players bad, but it's also kind of like bro code. Like, I ain't about to fuck up.
Bradley Beal called him motherfucker out though.
Yeah, to an extent, but you ain't about to cost him. Like, I mean, like internally for sure. I'm not gonna go in the media and talk about and dog another player and talk about their pockets. Yeah, you don't never do that. Like, regardless, you just don't do that. I hear you internally for sure. But I'm not letting the world hear that. I'm not going there. Hey, this dude don't need to be in the league. He don't you don't do that.
Hey, we got a loaded show tomorrow. We got 4 minutes left before we jump on Matt's show. Real quick, I wanted to get you the AFC Pro Bowlers. This was the AFC Pro Bowls we pulled up last week. But who, in your opinion, got snubbed other than on this list right here, obviously? Who got snubbed in your opinion? Who would you replace somebody with? Let's just talk skill players.
Why? The AFC. I'm trying to see.
Running back seems kind of like that's the best we got.
I think this year because of injuries, Jonathan Terry didn't play enough to be on that list. Raheem Mostert had like 20-something touchdowns. James Cook played well. I'm trying to think out loud. Travis Etienne, he ain't really did too
Josh
much.
Allen's got to be number one.
Harris. Right? Quarterback. Mahomes should be off the list, and Josh Allen should be on the list.
Easily.
Like not trying to be funny, Chiefs Kingdom. Like just like the facts. I know we joke.
NFC wise, who?
Wide receiver.
St.
Brown. I could say, but it's tough. It's even hard to say he got snubbed, but at the same time, CeeDee Lamb, amazing year. AJ Brown, although his back half has been bad, look at his numbers. Amazing year. Mike Evans, even with another quarterback, another really like 1,000+ yard seat, like Puka. And so my question is always with these lists, who are we taking off to put you on? And it's hard to remove any of those wide receivers off the list, honestly. I guess you could argue Mike Evans, but I don't know.
AJ Brown for everything, especially falling off towards the last half.
But look at his numbers though. I think we forget. There was a point in time where we were having an MVP conversation and we were talking about Tyreek and AJ Brown back and forth because we didn't really know. His numbers are phenomenal, although they've been losing.
Early though, St. Brown has gotten stronger and this guy's gotten worse. And
but it's the totality of the season. It's not just about how you ended, how you started. It's in your total 17-game sample size. What did you produce? And AJ Brown.
Brown's better.
His numbers are his numbers. No, his Brown's not better than AJ. Look at his numbers. His Brown is not better. To me, wide receiver is a position where you can look at numbers.
Hold on. We're in the show real quick. We got to jump on Matt McChesney.
We do. I got the link. You get the link?
0 to 60 podcast will be live on his YouTube channel right after this. Smitty and I are going to make a duo appearance. Yeah. Hell yeah, hell no. The Harbaugh family is the greatest coaching family ever. Period. Any sport. Coaching. I didn't say football, basketball, baseball. Coaching family ever. You got the Lombardis. You got the, there's a lot of families out there that you can bring into this thing. Families.
Coaching.
I'm gonna say hell yeah. They all
off the top of the head, hell yeah.
2 have won a Natty. 1 has won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they might get another Super Bowl this year, and then they might get another one if Jim go to the NFL again.
How are the Shanahan's the best family? What's his son done?
He's been to Super Bowl. That's a good one though. The daddy is solidified. We already know that.
But time out. You got 2 versus 3. There's more room for error with 3. 3 guys got to hold their weight compared to 2 guys, and only 1 of the 2 have held their weight.
What's more impressive, the Harbaugh coaching family or the Manning playing family? Like, which one is more impressive?
Remember, the Harbaugh's played too.
I know, but just for comparison purposes, we're talking about their greatness in coaching versus the Manny's greatness in playing. It's tough. It's tough. We got some.
Hey, there's the Buddy Ryan, Rex Ryan, and Rob Ryan are really, really good too.
Ooh,
but
really
I don't know if they have these accolades. They're more
right.
NFL only.
Yeah.
All right. Hell yeah, hell no. We got to get off. Dogs are better than cats. Hell motherfucking yeah. In the show, we're out of here. Tomorrow, we're on back here for T-Rich Thursday. Loaded show tomorrow. That's why we wanted to get some of these things out the way. And we will be on with Big Matt McChesney here right now on his
Come
channel.
on over, y'all. We keeping this thing going. New topics, new energy, same old attitude. Peace.
We switched it and filled the gap. Smitty and Jason Brown, we killed it, yeah, it's a wrap. We what the games we're missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
You are now tuned in to the Coach JB Show.